Smitty.
Jesus Christ. So we go live at Jake's ass with his fucking...
You didn't introduce me to this guy before the show.
I just did.
Who's Smitty? Who is this guy?
Trey. It's Trey.
He's the mustache man.
What?
He just shaved it. You know Trey. You've been on streams with him before.
With great mustache comes great responsibility.
No, Trey's from dude. He's from Virginia. Like he's fucking cool shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like the first stream.
Well, you've talked to him since.
Well,
like, let's
usually he doesn't have the full beardage going on.
Yeah. No, he's growing that out now because he's like, oh, I got a double chin. I'm gonna try to hide it with this fucking beard. It's not gonna work.
Mike, bro,
Yeah.
like you commenting on other people's double chins.
Me?
Yeah.
Here's the thing, Trey.
Because
Here's the thing, Trey. You wouldn't have to worry about the double chin if you just grew out the handlebar mustache and curled it up. Very.
He shares the department. Trey, aren't you sheriff's department?
Yeah.
Well, hell, there you go. You can go undercover and get them all now. The mustache.
you need to grow out the handlebar mustache and get it nice and waxed and curled up, very Prussian style. Then you can get away with having the double chin.
It does it naturally.
I want to see the earwax mustache. Just let it squeak. Tombstone style, like holiday.
Do you think that's AR 670-1 approved?
I don't really care anymore.
Trey's ancestry came back. What was it, like 2% black? It counts. It's allowed.
Out of all the people who come on these streams, Trey has the best facial hair by far.
This is very true. Kyle's is like, it's acceptable, but it's kind of like
it's very Amish.
Well,
yeah,
I don't have any like Dutch or any sort of like I'm like English and French. Like,
that's what mine is. Yep. If we could get Nate to like groom his up, he could.
Nate's got excellent facial hair. I've seen it in person. I felt it, and it's fucking excellent.
He just goes full homeless. Like he doesn't like it's just out there. Like he doesn't comb it. Or it's just.
I'm too good for beard wax and fucking trimming. Yeah.
I mean, I used to use beard wax years ago, but yeah. Like
no, but that's what Nate's. He's literally told me that. He's like, I don't want to use fucking beard. I'm not a fucking hipster. And I'm like,
well, Trey, how long have you been growing yours out, Trey?
December.
This is his 5 o'clock stubble.
Yeah,
I know, right? Like I'm over here like Lucky Charms box pubes on my face over here, and Trey's got like a full beard now after 2 weeks. It seems like.
Yeah, it's getting almost out of rigs. I need to trim it up a little bit.
No, the last time Trey was clean shaven was 7 o'clock this morning. So.
I had a guy in my unit. He was from Boston. He was one of those guys that like came out of the womb with just a beard, and by like noon, I mean you could see it like stubble, and by like you said like 5 o'clock, it literally would have hair, and like every drill sergeant would just come up and just chew his ass out every time. And I felt so bad for him. It got so bad. Our actual sergeants were like trying to defend him from other drill sergeants. They're like, dude, it's not his fault. Like we know for a fact he is shaven twice today. Yeah, like we watched him physically shave twice today, and he's still got
you guys. They do the cat card shit where they're like, "Give me your fucking cat card," and then they go, "Oh shit, you didn't fucking shave." You didn't do that.
Oh no, we did that. The worst, honestly, I had it easy. Look, I went to relax in Jackson. All right, I was a medic, so I had it easy. The only worst thing I really had was the whole dry shaving thing, for the gas chamber. Like that sucked. That's really it was Jackson, so it wasn't that bad.
Well, what year did you go through?
Oh, I was like 2011, 2012.
Oh,
I was already out by then.
Yeah. No, they were issued. By the time I went in, like we were getting issued like Vagisil and tampons and all that shit. So I mean, it got weak.
No,
it got weak.
It still sucks, man. Like it still fucking sucks. Like don't. Yeah.
It got weak. Well, it was. We were one of the last classes. I remember they sat us down and they were like, I think it was like week 9 or whatever, and they're like, hey, if you feel like a drill sergeant has like touched you or like roughed you up too much, like you're allowed to come, like open door policy. I'm like, it's a fucking trap. Like that right there, they're baiting somebody, and apparently it was a real thing after that. So I'm like, oh well, that's I should have waited 6 weeks to sign paperwork. I could have had it real easy.
I noticed a lot of like it wasn't just Army wide, it was like Marine Corps and Air Force and Navy wide. Like they had a lot of shit in like 2011, 2012. Like
Yeah,
in
it was.
basic training. Yeah.
Mhm. I mean, we went from like like stacking bodies to like having to squat and take a piss, basically like that. Um, I mean, but it's politics. We had no money.
People
We'd go to
were
the range and be
pissed
like,
off. That's the
yeah,
thing.
we're
Is
like, hey guys,
yeah.
we at Fort Riley, we didn't have gas. We're like, we're gonna do a field op, but we're gonna like camp outside our barracks because we can't afford to drive to the field. But we gotta tell everybody that we did something.
We
So
did the same, but it wasn't because of money. It was because of
Incompetence.
no, it was a hurricane, not a hurricane, a blizzard came through, and
oh,
they didn't want us like going out. Like it was like 30 below, and they were like, "Hey, just go outside for a little bit and then come back in, and then go back
we
outside."
didn't care
and then
about
come
that
back in.
-30.
Where did you go to basic?
Lost in the Woods, Missouri.
Oh,
Uh,
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Leonard Wood does
That,
get
that was
cold.
that was the first time I'd ever had snow blindness, and it scared the shit out of
Oh,
me.
it's real. It's real.
Yeah,
the fuck is
because we were
that?
outside, so your
What?
pupils just close up because it's so bright outside, snow and everything. And
Oh,
as soon as you go inside a building where it's darker,
You can't
it's
see
pitch-
fuck all.
it's pitch black.
oh,
Your eyes
dude.
are
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah,
Okay.
Kyle. So real person down here. Kyle grew up in Michigan, and you know what snow blindness is.
Yeah, snow is
It
very
fucking
reflective.
sucks.
It's snow is very reflective. You're not wearing shades.
I really
or
didn't
something.
see.
It's basically like staring directly at the sun.
Yes.
So it's like
I
My
absolutely
first
hate
time
being
seeing
outside
a
in the winter.
blizzard was at Fort Riley. Yeah, Fort Riley was the first time I ever saw like real snow, and it was like I
So
was
what
reporting
state
in
did
and
you
having
grow
I
up in?
was Georgia.
Oh, Roger. Okay.
Georgia.
So like
Mm,
like we had like
Georgia.
slush. Our
Yeah.
our state was shut down. Like National Guards coming in because like we're all going to starve to death because it might flurry. So like I get to Fort Riley, and like I'm about to like report in, and like this blizzard comes, and it looks like Dr. Seuss's worst nightmares. I'm driving 20 miles an hour on the road, like trying to get there. I'm causing accidents because cars are just flying by me, and I'm sitting there like both hands like an Asian lady, just trying to get there. But I was scared shitless. But that was my first
I was
time
always
snow
that guy.
experience.
When I first started driving, I was always that guy who just like I don't feel like scraping my entire windshield, so I just scrape off a little letterbox, like a little slit to look at. You know what I mean? And I'm driving home from a LAN party. It's like 3:00 in the morning. Remember LAN parties? Like
Oh, God, yeah.
I have my computer with me, and it is shit storm blizzarding. I can't fucking see nothing, so I'm just following these taillights like into the void, and all of a sudden it's taillights, headlights, taillights, headlights, taillights, headlights. It just kind of drifts off. I'm like, well, I guess I'm on my own. I'm just like driving off.
Pretend you're driving a half track or something.
It's driving up north in the wintertime. Like you get
Dude,
pretty balls to it.
it's fucking it's insane. Like, because like you hear about like, oh, the whole South is shut down because they got 3 inches of snow, and I'm like, okay.
I remember getting 3 feet overnight.
Yeah,
Yeah. 3 inches of snow, and I'm still driving 74 miles an
Hey.
hour with the cruise control on.
Hey, 3 inches is a lot, all right? Let's not get touchy about 3 inches, all right?
Well, I mean, hey,
Hey, we don't have salt. We didn't have no salt.
Hey, Avery, it pleases the one other person that matters, and that's you. And that's fine.
Exactly, right?
It doesn't matter.
Hey,
it doesn't matter.
If I needed something more, the government would have issued it to me. But no, we don't have any salt trucks. So we get ice. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Like we get just straight up ice. Like I had a sergeant.
Yeah.
He got blown up twice. He had like a Purple Heart, survived like 2 tours, got like the shit blown out of him. Comes back to Fort Riley, black ice takes him out, medical discharge.
What?
Broke his shoulder. Oh yeah, the guy's been blown up. Like had a Purple Heart. This dude was like one of those cool guys. And all of a
from the
sudden,
South, right?
no, he was. I don't know where he was from. He was just cool. He was actually one of the cooler NCOs, and like he fell and hit so hard he like broke his shoulder, his hip, his knee. Like he was shot. So they're like, well, you've been blown up and you lived through that. Like, so the black eyes took him out though. He got a medical discharge.
Like he was on foot and like slipped and broke.
Yeah,
all shit?
just straight up
Jeez,
slipped.
Louise, dude, that's crazy.
I was like, dude, I was like, that's like, I don't know. I would just lie. Like, I'd say no,
What
man.
the fuck? Yeah.
Yeah, he got blown up by IEDs and he's fine, but the ice got him.
Well,
the worst ice on while I'm on foot story. I was like going to college. This was after the army, and I'd smoked a roach on the way, so I was pretty baked. And I was just feeling great. I had I had like a donut in one hand and like fresh coffee, and I
Yeah.
like take the first step to go up, and I slip on the first step and like fall to my knees. The
Oh no!
coffee slips out of my hand, hits the ground like this. The top flies off, and the boiling hot coffee just geysers into my face.
Jesus Christ.
It was like, ah! And like my buzz is killed, and like I'm covered in coffee. Like so bad. Hurt my
Dude,
fucking-
winter is so fucking insane. Like, how the fuck have we as humans survived in that shit for this many years? Like, it's
So
so
my people
fun.
move south.
Because we're not of the high melanin content. That's how we survive.
Well, yes. I mean that, but like, so where did that start? Like, it's like, how fucking retarded do you have to fucking be to live in a fucking climate that when you go outside and you're out there for about 10 to 15 minutes, you're about to die?
If you actually look at the historical progression, the evolution, Northern Europeans generally have higher IQs going way back, even going back like 3,000-4,000 years. Northern Europeans are generally higher IQ'd than anywhere else in the world because of the climate. Because high IQ
You think
generally
adversity encourages
intelligence.
like
Dumb people
like
can't
in the
survive
tropics,
in the
like
dumb
food
people
just
can't
kind of
survive in the
wanders
Arctic.
up to you. Yeah, like
So what I'm getting from that is that basically Northern Europeans were smart, just made other people build their shit for them, and they stayed inside.
No. Dumb people can't survive up here because they don't know how to plan for the future. In order to survive up here with an agricultural society, we have to be able to plan. Okay, we have to grow this much shit before wintertime hits. And we got
you have
like
to do
5
some math
months to do it in. Yeah,
That
you
makes
actually have
sense.
to plan ahead, and that requires more intelligence. The only way you can survive in a
it's
temperate
also the
or
reason why
subarctic climate.
blue-eyed. It's also why blue-eyed people have better. Their eyes are more light sensitive.
Yep.
That is true. Yeah, that is
Yep,
true.
because there's more hours
you
of
spend more
darkness.
time in dark. My night, like I've got blue as fuck eyes, right? And my night vision is actually almost never used my nods on deployment because I would always trip.
and
So I would walk through the darkness
Kyle,
to my position and then flip my nods down.
Yeah, so Kyle, like I have brown eyes, very dark brown eyes. I have the same thing. So do you?
It's just in general. In general, blue-eyed people are more like I wear shades. If it's overcast, I'll wear sunglasses. It's the TBI doesn't help, but I'll wear sunglasses indoors.
Does your eyes water when it's like sunny outside? and
Yeah,
all that?
I'll drive like
mine does.
if I don't have glasses, I got to squint and use one eye,
Yeah.
and it's even with like it's cloudy, just like the diffuse light through the clouds is enough to blind me. Like
I have that light sensitivity ever since Iraq.
Yeah, that was fucking intense. Like that sun. Oof. I've never experienced sun that intense anywhere that I've been in the world before. Like that was fucking nuts. But like yeah, I mean, so because like here, like my night vision, it switches very quickly. You turn off the lights and whatever, and like boom, it's like 2 seconds, and then I can see in the night, right? But I have brown eyes, so I don't know if the pigment.
It's a corollary. It's a corollary. That's not a.
How do you figure that?
It correlates. People with more sensitive eyes tend to have blue eyes.
It's not a guaranteed thing.
Yeah.
No, but like I think it's an individual thing, and maybe through experience.
But on average,
yeah.
It also has a lot to do with what you've trained your eyes to do.
Okay. I don't know. That's what I'm asking you guys. Like I actually don't know.
If you have spent a lot of time in the dark, your eyes will be more accustomed to being in the dark.
Okay.
Like half of my day in the wintertime is done before sunrise. My night vision is fantastic.
Yeah, but you also have you don't have blue eyes, you have like hazel eyes.
They're kind of greenish brown.
Yeah, they're it's a weird combo.
Like diarrhea color.
Yeah. Diarrhea color. No, so like that's interesting because no, Kyle, you've got blue eyes, and I never really thought about this before. That's why I'm asking you questions.
It's a well-documented thing. You're more than welcome to look it up. I'm not just talking in a vacuum.
That's
it's,
why
it's really interesting though if you think about it. Look at the Aborigines, like where they're at, where they live, and like how crystal like blue their eyes are, and yet like how dark their skin is. Like they're like a whole. It's amazing. Like
Australia.
Australian Aborigines. Okay, so there's also a subpopulation of Chinese that have blue eyes as well. It's a mutation.
Every time you see a ginger Chinese, every once in a while, God, that's gotta suck.
Yeah. People theorize.
Okay, really quick.
People really quick. This is more interesting than what you have to say.
I'm sure, right?
No, see, the people theorize that the blue-eyed Chinese people were actually descendants of a Roman legion that was lost and then became slaves.
I've heard
the Chinese.
I've heard of that before.
Yeah, that's a weird rabbit hole to go down. Because there's not a lot of agreement among historians about the historicity of that event.
Have you looked up the Mongolian birthmark?
That sounds familiar.
It's a birthmark, like because Chinese with the color tone of their skin, like their birthmarks are like kind of like a bluish purple. Yeah. And allegedly the story is like it's like almost like on their ass cheek, and they say that every person who has that is a descent of Genghis Khan himself.
Oh, a lot of people.
Like, number-wise,
half the world's population.
I was about to say number-wise. I'm like, it's kind of an odds, so I don't know. But they say it's the Mongolian birthmark. You can look it up. It's an idea.
Yeah, I have heard about the purple birthmark. Yeah.
Well, I know I'm the rarest combo. I'm red hair and blue eye. So that's like less than 1%. So
brown hair and blonde hair with brown eyes. I think it's rarer than that.
Brown hair.
Blonde hair with brown.
Oh, blonde hair. I was about to say.
Okay, so I was blonde when I was a kid, right?
Right. I'm talking like blonde.
It changed. So what the hell? How do you explain that one?
Because your hair color changes as you become an adult.
Yeah, mine was like bleach blonde.
My brother was blonde when he was born. His hair is just the same color as mine now. Like
kind of like a dirty blonde.
No, brown. Like my hair is like chocolate brown. It's just gray. I'm old.
Yeah, my dad.
I'm old and my joints hurt.
No, but so I thought your hair was like fucking dirty blonde.
No, it's brown.
Well, it's probably because of the camera. Like, obviously, I haven't met you in person yet, but we will. But
Jonesy's hair is lighter than mine.
Like that was me when I was a kid.
Yeah, like my dad.
I can already see the 5 o'clock shadow.
You want to see something scary though? Hang on.
What? You got banging pictures of yourself?
Is that you with your dad?
Mm-hmm.
Are you a clone?
Yeah, yes. Basically.
Yeah.
Holy fuck!
He was created when cloning technology was in its infancy, so they had to start him off as a child.
Dude, I was like bleach blonde as well. And then I fucking got my dad's hair like the really dark brown.
Some parents just win. It's hilarious when you see like an offspring that's like a doppelganger of their parent. It's funny.
Yeah,
that's my mom's side.
So that's me and my dad. Like it's.
Yeah, dude, that's you and your kid.
So
crazy.
And
damn. Yeah, that's insane, dude.
That's me and my daughter.
Where's her mustache?
First day of school, she had to shave it. That look presentable.
Fuck it, eh? No,
I was shaving in like just out of middle school, man.
Really?
It sucked.
Oh, God.
Like when you're a kid, you're like, oh man, I'm shaving, guys. But it's like what you know now. It's like that sucks. Like when you went to the military,
that's
or whatever.
The thing is, like I fucking I think I told you this before on stream, but like whatever, it doesn't matter. I didn't have to shave until I went to basic training, and they found like 3 pubes, like little random pubes on my face, and they're like, "Hey," they went to my squad. They're like, "Why the fuck didn't he shave today?" And he's like, and they're like, they did the fucking cat card thing. They like went, "Oh," and so I had to start shaving, and then I started growing facial hair. Not well at all, but I started growing facial hair at 17, and I'm like, "What the fuck?" I couldn't just get out of that
How
part of it.
is running a razor over your face going to stimulate hair growth? I've never bought into this fucking.
What it does is it like you shave. They observed me and made me fucking shave my whole face, even though I had like 3 pubes.
Yeah.
It exfoliates and like takes the skin off
Did you just
the
say
face.
exfoliates?
I just did. Yes, that's what I said. And so
how does that make your hair grow?
Well, the follicles that are underneath your skin
Mm-hmm.
that usually would pop up later are stimulated more by the agitation by it.
You pull 112, come to his funeral.
What?
So Trey, by the time you're an old man, Trey, you're just gonna have like Gandalf beard.
I'd like to give Nate a run.
Well, and so Kyle, like what I was gonna say is like it didn't come in thick at all. It just came in all patchy and shitty from certain parts of my face that I guess the follicles that were growing underneath.
I will posit that those hairs would have grown whether you were shaving or not.
Do you have a Native American?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know because a lot of Native Americans don't grow facial hair that well, kind of like Asians.
Yep.
You know.
Yes.
So a lot of people who have like heavier influence don't just.
But I'm like
grow
1%. I'm only 1%. Like it's not like
you got the bad 1%.
Yep, I did. I got it fucking passed down to me because I cannot grow fucking facial hair here or here. It just grows on the sides, on my neck, and that's it.
Yeah.
And that's
his 1% is still higher than Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, it is. You are fucking correct. You are correct, sir. Yes. And no, but like so, because my grandma always said, she's like, you've got about a pinky nail's worth of native blood in you. And she was correct. Because my ancestors on her side are French Canadians who were voyageurs, right? So they intermarried with native people like the Ojibwa tribe up here and whatever. And I never claimed to be Native American because I'm not, but like I got that recessive fucking gene. And it's like, dude, my facial hair is horrible. It grows, if I let it go, it grows to like a fucking 1/8 of an inch and it's all patchy and shitty.
Like you got scabies.
And I'm just like, scabies?
What is that called? What is that with dogs get? What is that called when dogs get like the pups?
The mange.
Hot
mange,
spots.
mange.
Mange. No, it just looks like shit. Like, and that's why, like, you can kind of see how the pattern is. Can you?
Yeah.
Barely. It's not good. That's why I clean shave most of the time. Because I'm like, it's not.
Speaking of, my mom got me the Ancestry DNA thing years ago, and it's pretty neat. And it's fairly accurate because I've known some of it prior, but I don't like how they mix in certain areas. So they mix in England, Wales, and Northwestern Europe, 78%, Norway, 12%, Germanic Europe, 9%, and Baltic State, 1%. And it also gives you a breakdown of when your ancestors moved. So my ancestors on my mom's side came through in 1630.
Yep.
They moved from England, France. I think it was French I think it's a French name, but they came from England because he was the governor for Virginia or Commonwealth Attorney or whatever for Virginia in 1630, and he was given an island in Richmond.
It's cool. I like the ancestry thing. It's pretty interesting because I did mine. Like every time it updates, like I just keep getting wider and wider. You know, so so pretty much it's cool. Anybody who has like English, Scotch blood there, and it has like this random like Norwegian, Norway, all that. It's like you could possibly like when the Vikings and all them came down to the islands and found them some fun. All of that, and then hell, if you go like 1,000 years back, it's like the whole Germanic tribe is like that's where the Anglo-Saxons are like basically brothers, the same people, and then they did split off. So it's like it's like how accurate it is. I've often wondered because of that. It's like there's no actual like baseline to base anything off of. They just go by percentages, but all of mine are just Scotland and England, mostly English. So it's like, well, I'm just white, like really,
like I
really
said,
white.
I know mine was fairly accurate because my mom's maiden name is Farrar, Farrar, and that island in Richmond is called Farrar Island. He was given that island as a reward or whatever, based like, hey, you go to the new land, the colonies, and you become I think it was the judge for Virginia, like the supreme judge, and this is your island, 3,000 acres, it's yours, and you get a salary, et cetera, et cetera. So I mean, it's there today. I've taken a picture with the historical marker on the side of the road. So I mean, it's fairly accurate.
I can see Smitty just walking onto that island and be like, "This is mine, goddammit!"
I was like, "Oh, my royalties."
Yeah, and like I was telling Jake and Trey this, mine I did it, and I'm about 50% French and German, and then 20% Polish and Lithuanian, so Eastern European, which lines up literally with our spoken ancestral, like, family history. And I'm like, I don't know, a few percent British Isles, and then Native American.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay. So I mean, it's really interesting. Like it's I think it gets as close as it possibly can,
Yeah,
to your lineage, but yeah, I mean, like it's not exact, and you don't know when they came here and all that shit. I do know my dad's side from the spoken lineage and spoken history came here in the 1600s. They fought in the Revolution. My mom's side of the family was in Canada in the 1600s, came down here and traded and settled this entire area. They were voyageurs, and that's where the French part comes from. And that's, the Polish part. My dad's mother, my grandmother, came from Poland on a boat in the 1920s. So she's Polish, and therefore I'm about 20% Polish. And according to my Polish friends, I have the potato head.
of course.
That's what they say. Yep. Yeah, I'm a Polak. And I was talking to a bunch of Polish guys that, live here now. They're citizens here. And they're like, yeah, you look very Polish. And I'm like, yeah, but I also look French. And also we have like fucking somehow like 6 or 7% Spanish and Portuguese. Like, what the fuck? But it's from the Basque people, like the ones that were living in the Pyrenees, between Spain and France. And so it's a very strong lineage. It's pretty fucking cool. But I mean, that's all I've got. And
like I said, it only gives you like the base.
Yeah, absolutely.
Research. You have to go in through the Ancestry or the Ancestry.com to do your own research. Be like, is there any documents that were left? Is there any court records that were left? Arrest records, etc. Any birth records, anything like that. That's where you can kind of go down the rabbit hole for yourself. The DNA will only give you like roughly what to start with.
Right, and I get that. That's why I'm like, I'm not saying, because I'm a little bit Irish, right? Apparently. Well, I don't claim to be Irish. I don't claim to be Native American, because it's like, it's such a low percentage. It's like, whatever. Who, like,
I think everybody's got some Irish in them, man. They just find a hole and fuck it. I mean, if you're Irish, everyone's got some Irish in them.
Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
I'm actually third generation American on my maternal grandfather's side of the family. Cool. His parents were the original immigrants from Poland, so he's 100%. He was 100% Polish. He passed away in 2006, right before I came home from Iraq the first time. And that's where I get all of my ginger hair from. I'm ginger from here down. I'm one of those gingers that went brown on top.
So you can cover it up with a turtleneck.
Yeah,
you can hide the disease.
But I think my youngest son is going to turn ginger. He's still blonde. He's a year and a half old, but he's still blonde. But when the light hits his hair right, it just has a tint of red to it.
I mean, it's not a bad thing. I mean, you'll have a good credit score at least, so that's good. But it's not so bad. It's not like back in the day, like 40, 50 years ago, being a redhead sucked because like everybody made fun of them. Now it's like so rare. Like I feel like a unicorn walking around. That's what I tell myself.
Hey, just remind people, You know, they always say that gingers don't have souls, right?
Yeah.
Just tell them, hey, no, that's not correct. A ginger has one freckle for every soul they've stolen.
That's true.
Oh,
That's true.
oof. That's
But,
not good.
But yeah, my older son, he's 3. He's blonde hair, blue eyed.
You know,
He looks like
I
one of
tell
Adolf's
myself,
kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm convinced that redheads though, like if you look at like every like Disney movie, like all like the famous ones are always redheads, right?
Mhm.
And like all the ancient gods are redheads. I'm like, I'm pretty sure. I think the redheads were gods here at one point. I think the others casted us off. That's what happened. That's what I tell myself. Makes me
Us
feel bad.
fucking brown
they've
hair,
lost
brown eyed
faith.
fucks.
Yeah,
They're
the field
heretics.
people. We were up in our ivory towers cheering y'all on, and then y'all tore a
Yeah.
tower down.
Yeah.
Fucking-
Everybody else are heretics. The redhead
Yep.
crowd are the true leaders.
Yeah, that's why we get sunburned so easily. Is because
Kyle
we weren't
directly
used to it.
contributed to fucking your demise, and so did
Yeah.
I. And I'm fine with that. It's good because, yeah.
So now I'm down here in the slums paying taxes. It's awesome. Great.
No, we could have made it better world for you, but no, you had to go and fuck it up.
Yeah. Like all those little misters you see when it's really hot, it'd been like fucking sunscreen instead as you walk through. Like just, you know, everything but him smelling good.
Yep.
I don't know
Just imagine the entire planet covered with a sunshade.
I don't know if I showed y'all this.
Is that the black card? What is that?
Undiagnosed, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh shit. That's a fucked up patch.
What tism card did you grab out the deck? Well,
The diagnosis he's talking about is Down syndrome, by the way.
it nicked me.
You know what's funny though is that there's only like all these labels when there's not a major war, and I guarantee you, if like we were to get into a major war, the label system would be like, "Oh no, you're good, dude. You're good. You long can do this, buddy. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're good, man."
Yeah, the world. If you actually look at history, the world is way overdue for a major war.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought
We're
about
like-
that because
I
I
hope
was
not.
scared if it was cold or not.
If
Like, I don't
we're
want.
like
I don't want a
20
cold war.
If
We're
you
like
look
20 years overdue for a major
Yeah.
war.
if you look at it, we're actually way overdue for a crusade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would go
we
to
need-
Europe. I'd go to Europe. It's a tradition. Go to Europe.
Just throw that out there. Yeah. Just
I make everybody's hats.
I'm okay with the Wayne Hussars thing because I am quarter Polish. So
Yeah, there you go. So it's you know it's heritage.
yeah, I'm a
Still there.
quarter Polish and I'm an eighth German. So every now and then I feel like invading myself.
Hey, really quick, dumb fucking joke. Why was Germany so quick at invading Poland?
How long do we have?
There's just a simple answer.
I mean, my personal opinion, man, this goes back to like the 1820s.
No.
It's a
You're
joke. It's a joke.
you're overthinking it. It's a joke. It's not a.
Oh, okay. I'm sitting here like, well, historically,
Yeah. Okay.
they
No.
had it coming.
They marched in backwards and said they were leaving.
My dad used to tell me the joke, why does the French put up flags? And so the Germans can march in the shade, you know.
Oof.
And I always love the French jokes because everybody makes fun of the French, and it's like historically, like they've won more land battles than like anybody else, like in modern human history, you know. So it's like it's really got to suck to go from that to like
They
joke.
they were also on the cutting edge of small arms technology too. Like they were pushing the cutting edge for like 50 years.
I mean,
Yeah.
the bullet that changed the century, the Manet bullet, the Manet rifle, was adopted by the British. It's too bad Brett's not on to give us a spiel on it.
I mean, could you imagine it? I mean, really think about like France, like it really was a superpower. You know, we screwed them over after our revolution; they go bankrupt. But like, you know,
No,
their
that was
mentality,
their
like,
own
they
damn
were kicking
fault.
ass, man. Well, we kind of caused them to go bankrupt, but
That was their own damn fault. They're the ones who decided they wanted a revolution too.
Well, and guess who also went bankrupt?
we did eventually. But joke's on us.
Who's laughing now? Not this guy.
I'm telling you, the English, man, they had it going. They're like the size of Rhode Island and just took over the whole world. The world was at peace when England ruled the world. It was a good time, I think.
Except
And
for
then
the
Germany,
Zulus.
I mean, they
that was a
ruled
minor
Iron
setback.
Fist.
I'm gonna hop off here, guys.
Although I will say that the British should have never given India their independence.
Dude, did you ever read? Did you ever read Brett's book about that, the Indian Rebellion? It's wild.
No, I've seen pictures of them like strapped to cannons and stuff, though. I was like, oh god, it's pretty rough. It was
all over the damn. Well, it wasn't. The match that set the fuse off was the cartridge. Like they had their reasons why they wanted to rebel, but that was the reason. Like it just that was a spark that set off the powder keg. If you get to read Brett's book, I think it's paper cartridges or paper cartridge. He has like 5 now, but yeah, that book goes from the English to the Indian Rebellion into the Confederacy, etc. But there's one chapter on the Indian Rebellion, and long story short, the Indian simple is like you're putting animal beef fat as the wax, and we're not going to touch it. They're like, make it out of whatever you want, beeswax, oil, whatever. It has to have some kind of lubrication to wax the boar. And then they kind of got by that, and then later on they'll like had it in their mind. They were like, well, maybe some of this fancy potato skin paper that is got beef tallow in it. They're like, we can't reason with these freaking people. And I think one sergeant or something rebelled against a lieutenant, and they got into a fist fight right on the parade grounds, and that started the rebellion right there.
I still maintain that Britain or India's beaches would be functional if the British were still in charge.
I'm telling you, we were at peace. The whole world was, because they just had to. All they had to do was just listen.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to say this as an American, like, fuck the Brits.
America.
Well, here's the ironic part, though. Like, America, like, we win our independence, but it's like, okay, we literally just copied the government and just gave it better names. It's the same government. We came England 2.0.
It's not the same government. It's not. I don't agree that it's the same government. I think we had influence from the Greeks and the Romans, the Greco-Roman style of government. We combined a bunch of different fucking styles to make it work, right? Well, yeah, it can work, but there's also corruption. People are inherently corrupt. And weak people will always gravitate. They will always fucking gravitate towards the corruption because they have nothing else to offer the world. So they'll go for that because it's like, well, that's the easiest fucking way out, you know? Well,
that's what sucks with our Constitution. It's the best thing ever written in human history, but it only works if you have morals. That's the only way it works, pretty much. You know?
And you have to have most people on fucking board.
Yeah, like the mindset, you know, and it's kind of hard with so many different people now.
Oh no, I agree with you 100%, but like it's like fucking, yeah. I mean, we could sit here and fucking try to solve the world's fucking problems, but it's like.
There's one way.
Like,
be the world police, America.
Fuck yeah,
ourselves, yeah, America.
Didn't England kind of do that? That's what
how's their empire doing nowadays?
Hey, but I mean, who's laughing now? Who's on top? Who has freedom of speech?
Can't handle that on stream, buddy.
It's just a butter knife.
We have freedom of speech.
Okay. Oh, we do?
Compared to England? Yeah.
Oh, dude. It's so fucked up. Like England, like they'll jail you for fucking saying faggot or some shit to like.
Oh yeah.
It's like
even not even that now. It's like it's something like if you say anything against Muslims or anything like that now, like anything negative, automatic. It's like straight to jail. It's like the meme.
Straight to jail. Straight to jail.
There was a famous court case years ago where it was a rap song and a girl, the dude died, and the girl quoted the rap song that was his favorite song. Jail time. Straight to jail.
Jesus, yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
No, it's like, dude, I'll say whatever the fuck I want. And luckily, like I was telling you, Trey and Jake, and so Avery, like the sheriff in my county in Wisconsin, very fucking constitutionalist, like very fucking
awesome.
upholding it.
Yeah.
He wrote the ATF when they were doing the pistol brace ban, right? Last year or the year before. And he said, yeah, it's unconstitutional. It's a fucking overreach, and I'm not enforcing it on my citizens. And
the sheriff I used to work for said the same thing. He's like, they will not come to my county.
Well, that's the problem with Americans now, though. No one realizes how much power sheriffs actually have. They really don't understand the system. Like, sheriffs have so much power.
They're actually in the Constitution. They're written in the Constitution.
They're
and
like up there with dogs when it comes to, like, your little
dude, your sheriff is a fucking Hey, Avery, you froze for a bit. Hold on.
There you go.
Yeah, we're good. But no, you're right, because dude, the sheriff is an elected official.
He is the law of the land.
Yep.
He is the law, and our county has about, I don't know, I live in a very rural area, and so it's about 50,000 people in our county that has 50,000 square miles. So if that makes sense. And
still too crowded.
Polk County? Fuck you,
too
Jake.
Crowded.
It's not. You live out in the middle of absolutely bumfuck nowhere.
I can see my neighbors, and it's too crowded.
You're a fucking boomer.
Yeah, he's like, I want to shoot a fucking 105 and not hit anybody else's property.
Yes.
I mean,
easy fair.
But no, but like our sheriff here, he's like, I've met him. Like, I did an internship in 2018 for college, and the first time I met him, he was holding like an MP5 clone, like a semi one. He was like, "Oh, look at this!" And we were out in the vehicle bay, and we're about to do whatever the fuck, like grab the squad car and like go out and do a ride along. And I'm like, "Oh, MP5K, huh?" He goes, "Well, yeah. I mean, it's not a class 3, but it's whatever." I said, "Oh, who made it?" And we just hit it off. He's like, "Oh, you know about guns?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I know a little bit." And and so he just hands it to me, and I was just like, made sure it was clear, dropped the mag and everything like you're supposed to. And then since then, he's an HK. What?
Just mag dumping into the roof. Like, yeah, it works. Yeah.
Yeah, but I wasn't a cop at that point.
What's he gonna do? I mean,
But like, so I'm just like, yeah. And then we hit it off, and then he ended up he's running for sheriff while I was doing my internship. Right? He ends up winning, and yeah, I mean, he's a fucking dude. If the ATF showed up for me or to my house for anything that they deemed not good, which I'm totally in compliance with everything, right? But if they did show up, I would just call him and be like, "Hey, Brent, I need you here, because the ATF is fucking me around." He'd be like, "I'll be there with everybody I have."
He's about to arrest every agent.
Yes. That's the kind of sheriff he is. Like, he's like, "Nope, you're not going to fuck with my citizens," And we're very fortunate. We're very fortunate. Yeah. And there's a lot of sheriffs who just be like, "No, you do your thing, yeah, whatever."
That's where I live. Where I live is kind of like that over towards Culpeper. And there's some sketchy stuff going over there. I'm sitting there like, man, we fought like a lot of wars over some of the shit you're trying to do right now, and say,
isn't that weird? Yeah.
Even the school system here, is saying it won't comply. And I'm like, I'm all about doing what you want to do, but I'm like, there's a right and wrong. I'm like, you can't be doing that. So I'm kind of sitting low right now, just watching.
Yeah, it's really all you can do in a lot of circumstances. What are you dipping, by the way?
Penis.
Grizzly wintergreen.
Same thing.
You don't do dark wintergreen?
No.
That's the closest to the original grizzly wintergreen that they have.
When they went to metal cans, it was just downhill from there for me.
Yeah, but dark was like it's 100% American tobacco, and it's.
I haven't had dark in years, so is that like how the original?
Yeah, that's how the original. When I started dipping when I was like 12.
Yeah.
Sounds bad. But like dark wintergreen is the closest to the original grizzly wintergreen that I started on.
Okay.
And then I dipped in Iraq and shit like that.
Then. Yeah, I'll try that
because wintergreen, the regular wintergreen is like 70% American tobacco and 30% Brazilian tobacco or Colombian. I don't remember what the fuck it was.
But like I work for terrorists now.
Yeah. No, but like dark wintergreen, if you want to like taste what grizzly wintergreen used to be, That's
Yeah.
that's what it is. I haven't dipped in a while now because I had to. Dude, I have a nicotine problem, and so I'm doing the fucking Zins, and I'm getting off of it. But like I fucking dipped since I was fucking 12, So it's like
that's me. I was about 13, 14, and my problem is I'm literally in this desk, like literally sewing all day. I have nothing.
yeah, no,
else to do.
no. I'm
You know
not
what I
saying
mean?
stop, but
So
like.
I tried gum for a while, and like literally, like my jaws and
It's
teeth
not.
would just hurt, and it's not the same.
No, it's not. And it's the thing is like I had to get over that because I love the pain of like dip.
Yeah.
When it's like it's the abrasion. I put it this cheek, that cheek on the front, move it around. I love dipping, right?
Yeah.
I love smoking cigarettes too. I fucking love cigarettes. And yeah, I've been like cutting down, I'm not being a preacher like fucking
the hardest part really, because I try to cut back. Honestly, I could probably cut back more at work, like just stay more focused, but it's when you go for a drive. When you're in the truck,
that's the fucking hardest.
When you're in, that right there is
that's the biggest challenge. Yes.
Yeah.
Have you ever tried the Black Buffalo pouches? They have long cut and they also have the pouches. It's like don't quote me, do your own research, but I think it's like tea leaves that are flavored like mint or wintergreen, but it has nicotine in it. But the pouches are like 3 times as big as a Zen.
You know what they say about dipping pouches? Well, I ain't gonna say it with the baby here. I ain't gonna say it. But
I got my headset.
You can say whatever the fuck you want. He's got a headset on.
Oh, okay. It's like eating pussy through pantyhose, man.
Hell yeah. They also have the long cut as well. But
what brand is that?
Black Buffalo.
If you were a real man, you'd be dipping red man.
It's not it's chewing. That's not dipping.
I got a story about that. I used to chew back in the day.
Let me go fucking take a piss, and you can fucking can you wait until I get back?
Yeah, I'll wait for you.
All right, I'm gonna go take a piss.
But yeah, this is the younger one. This is the one that's got the tint of red in his hair.
And it's really crazy about the red hair is like it's actually the thickest hair, so you like have the least amount, and like it could go either way though. It could go like to chestnut, it could go blonde, it could go because I mean hell, red hair is like red's the base of every hair color, really. It really is. So
yeah, mine went brown. When I was born, my hair was skin tone.
Shit.
Damn.
It was like translucent.
I've been a redhead.
Jake, tell me, correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all don't have Sheets up there, right?
No, Sheets is east of us.
Yeah. Okay.
The farthest west I've seen of Sheets was Pennsylvania.
Okay, I know they have. I know Sheets has Black Buffalo, but I don't know if they have. I mean, I'm sure other stores or whatnot have it. Maybe Wawa.
I gotta look this up. Black Buffalo. Like, what does it even look like?
This right here.
What are they running a can, like $3.50 a can or something?
About $3 even. And the pouches are, and if you go on their website, I think if you go on their website, I looked it up a while back, you can subscribe or do a subscription. And I think you do a roll a week, bi-monthly or bi-weekly.
I should be home pretty early tomorrow.
Or monthly or whatever. And it's cheaper that way, and they just keep sending to you as long as you're subscribed.
I love you.
Yeah.
It's cheaper that way.
I would honestly, if Amazon would like just ship me liquor and tobacco, I swear to God, I would never have to leave my house. It'd be amazing.
Yeah.
One day maybe. Like I'm amazed they haven't just.
Well, they have. Like, they do have not Amazon, but there is a wet service where they'll deliver. It's not like
Uber.
it's not like I want this specific alcohol every time. Like you have to sign up for the service, and they'll like you pick what you want to try, and they deliver it to you monthly.
You know what you do? Since you already have a business license, you open up another business where it's like Uber Eats, but it's Uber Booze and Uber Smokes.
So all right. So we're all military, and because I had a similar idea. We all know what happens when you go in the field for 2 weeks, and the guys who aren't smart enough bring smokes, right? Those pack of smokes become like $8-10 a piece, basically, by the time like you're the first week over. So I like that whole like mind the whole making money thing. I'm like, man, if you think about it, you could preach it to the law saying, I'm going to save people from drunk driving now. So my job is kind of like Uber, going from bar to bar, but the difference is you can drink in my car. I have a shield separation, so technically like completely separated, and I just drive you around where you want to go that day. You can go to Target, you can go white women drunk, going to Target, and I can just drive you around and let them do their thing. You know how much money you can make from that? Like a booze cruise, but for white women.
Yeah.
That right there, I can make so much money in Nashville. I can retire by next week.
Why don't we do like a Battlefield booze tour?
Oh, that's actually not a bad idea, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like just like a wine, kind of like a wine tasting tour.
We did that at Sharpsburg at the winery. We went and walked Sharpsburg, and because Hunter, the guy who's leading us around the battle tour for like 3 hours, he can tell you where a colonel took a piss basically. So we went over to the winery and did some wine tasting. So I'm sitting over there like me and Wayne Hutzel. We're not bougie, so like they're like giving us flavor. We're just taking them like shots, And Hunter's over there like smelling and all that crap. But yeah,
that's what he does for a living.
I mean, Gettysburg. Think about it. You could just put a Camelback on. I mean, you can't touch the grass, but I don't think they're going to check your Camelback.
Oh my Christ, man! Yeah, don't get me started on that. But Spotsylvania, that's
Spotsylvania's a good one. That's 7 miles from my place.
you have a reenactment, and then you go on the same property next door. They have a tobacco shop, they have a winery and a brewery, and they have like a food truck.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah. Best of all the worlds, man.
It gets all the white people out. It's amazing.
Yep.
Now it's and they're right now it's 1781, and they're over there. There's some land they're trying to save, and it's part of the wilderness battlefield. So they're trying to get money up to save, but it touches the brewery property. So hopefully they do.
Yeah,
doesn't it? Highway.
Yeah, doesn't it have like original fighting positions like?
Earthworks. Yeah, so it would have been Federal Earthworks 64. And because right down the road is like Germania. So basically, like in the 1720s, they brought like all these Germans in and said, congratulations, you're gonna dig, and now this is yours. They just so we just kept like importing Germans in, and it's kind of cool. They got their names on stones at least, so it was worth all the hours of digging. So they have that, and then Germania Ford's like right there. And you have like the wilderness with, I think it was the reserves were there with the trenches because the cavalry was a little bit to the left when they were coming across the ford when Gordon did his flank attack. But yeah, it's all connected right there. Yeah. But if they do take that land, you'll lose some earthworks, and there's some Native American stuff over there too. I think that no one really talks about.
I think
they're probably in on that already. So.
That's what I'm curious. I'm like, what kind of backdoor action's going on here? Because that's some touchy shit, and you get into that category. So I'm like, who's getting paid what?
Yeah.
Careful
saying backdoor actions. You might get careful saying backdoor actions. There might be some Navy people watching. They'll get excited.
Shit. That ain't good.
I said, this is what I was talking about earlier, Mike.
It's a good thing Augie's not here.
What is it? Oh yeah, that
Black
shit.
Bison.
Black Buffalo, yeah.
Black Buffalo.
So I fucking like ask Jake. Like I was dipping and smoking at the same time in Iraq.
Oh yeah,
I was fucking just
a can at a time.
Yeah, I was throwing in a horseshoe like from here to here, and then smoking fucking Marlboro menthol lights, and just fucking going to town.
I smoked Camel Lights like
fuck you.
What?
I smoked Camel Lights like a fucking chimney.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
if you don't chew Big Red, fuck you.
Dude, I quit smoking for a while, but then I reclassed to supply, so I became that guy. We didn't have any windows, so like I literally like started smoking again because I couldn't see the sun. Because in the wintertime, like we do PT and I go inside and change, it was still dark, no windows, and I never left my hole. So by the time I got out of work at hell, it's basically the sun was gone. So like for 3 straight months, never saw the sun. So I'm like, fuck this.
And you were active?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
So I was like, yep. I quit smoking, only dips. I'm like, I haven't seen the sun in weeks. I'm like, so I'm gonna start smoking again just so I can go to the smoke pit and just see the
Yes.
sky.
Dude,
You know?
that was the thing is like most
That was
people like what, go ahead, Jake.
That was the only way we got a fucking break from anything, is if we were smokers.
You know, you go out there in the smoke pit,
Yeah.
like you know, Brett was talking about the other night, like as an officer, he'd walk over there and you know, rip a heater and like everybody's like, oh, you're
He's
an
here.
officer.
Yeah.
No. Mm, well,
Shun.
Shun
Have
the non-believer.
Have you ever met
Shun.
Brett Avery?
Do what?
Have you ever met Brett?
No.
Brett's good shit. He's
He's not a typical officer. He's awesome. He's
well,
he's
that's because he's
cool.
a fucking Mustanger. So it's like,
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
you know, like
Well,
he was enlisted for a while and then
Well, that's why. That's why.
right.
That explains it right there.
Hollenbeck was
Fucking-
enlisted for a while. He was a piece of shit.
Well, yes, experiences may vary, Jake.
Yeah.
We know this.
It's not the golden rule. It changes.
It's not consistent. It's just
Yeah. He doesn't.
All right.
He doesn't.
All right. How do y'all feel about West Pointers?
They're the best thing ever.
I don't think I've ever met one.
Really? All you have
Yeah,
to do
I
is go on a base, and when you see a circle jerk with their rings out, that's all they're doing.
I
swear
met
to God.
one.
Ring knockers.
I met one out of like, well, no, was I? No, I was still in service, but I met one at a bar, and he was a reservist, and I was a nasty girl, you know. So like,
Yeah.
you know, and he was just going off, and I said, "What the fuck is your MOS?" And he was like 92 something. I know 92 is what you did. I'm not bitching about.
Oh
you.
no. That's fine. I talk shit about it. I don't care. It is. They're the biggest
He goes
piece of shit
92
MOSs.
Alpha, I think, you know.
Oh.
And he was like, I went to West Point though.
Yeah,
And I was like, why are you being such a cunt?
there it is.
And he's like, excuse me? I said, why are you being such a fucking cunt? And okay, these are the fun stories that are about to come out. And he goes, well, I wasn't, you know, that word that you used. I said, cunt? You can't say that as an officer? Okay. But you're proclaiming that you went to West Point, but you know, none of that shit matters, you know, except for the fact that people want to suck your dick who don't know actually what West Point is. Because I had a buddy at the same time who went to North Georgia Academy.
That's
and
actually a pretty good school.
Right. And
That's a
so
good school.
I was hanging out with him and he was telling me about how it went and, you know, how West Point was fucking retarded and just like fucking whatever. And he ended up getting commissioned in the artillery, which sucks for him. I hope he never got deployed. I actually haven't kept up with him since then, but he was commissioned as an artillery officer. And so I said, yeah, well, if you're not a cunt, like, what the fuck? Why are you saying all this shit? And he's like, I went to West Point. You know what West Point is? And I was like, yeah, I know.
It's a town in Virginia.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm gonna spit out my fucking
Dude,
little.
West Pointers are the CrossFit guys of the military.
Dude.
Of the army. That's
Dude.
that's what it is. All right.
Exactly.
That's literally the only way to describe to people who don't understand. Like, they're the CrossFit guys.
Yeah.
That's them.
So my buddy who went to North Georgia was like, when I told him this story, he was like, "Oh, those guys fucking suck." Like when we went up to like competitions and shit, like they were so fucking anemic and just fucking retarded that like he's like, those guys fucking, how the hell would the American military like fucking commission these guys? Like he's like, they were so fucking retarded. This guy fit the bill. And yeah, it was I literally told him, I said, I don't give a fuck what's your goddamn fucking status. You are going to be a shitty officer like I served with, and you're a faggot. And he goes, what? And I'm like, yeah, you're going to be a fucking asshole. Good luck. with your
He'll be out in
fucking
the motor.
career.
He'll be out in the motor pool doing layouts every
Right.
single
Yeah.
day.
Right.
That's his destiny.
Hopefully.
Into the Connex.
Yes.
On a rabbit hole for that. Have y'all seen the Pale Blue Eye?
The
I
what?
never watched it. I've been wanting to. I just never have.
It's pretty deep. Like the uniforms are pretty good. So the Pale Blue Eye, it's a murder mystery horror film with Christian Bale, and it's set like in 1846, if I'm not mistaken, at West Point. Uniforms are done pretty well. Apparently they reached out to West Point because they have a museum there, and they were like, "Hey, what are the uniforms? You know, the tress, the buttons, the scales, the epaulets, etc."
The fucking hat cords.
Yep.
The insignia. Yep.
The Shakos, everything. It looks pretty good. I'm not a West Point uniform historian or anything, but from what I know from that
Shakos are the
era,
stupidest thing.
yeah, they are.
You
But
call them Shakos, really?
Yep.
Down south.
What are they called?
Shakos.
Oh, Shakos.
Shakos.
Yeah, I say Shakos. Yeah.
Faggot. But
what area is it, Trey?
It's a hard fucking A for German.
46.
46. Okay.
I think.
Yeah, because the
I don't
Shakos
well,
changed in 53. That's when
I'll look it up because it's based off of oh shit. It's a fictional story, but it's loosely based. Like basically, Edgar Allan Poe attended West Point for like 6 months or whatever it was.
Well,
He's like, yeah, not for me. I don't. It's not for me.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
So basically, Edgar Allan Poe's in the film. I'll see if it's online.
Pale Blue Eye.
Also, really quick, while you're doing that, Trey.
1830.
Okay.
Okay.
So yeah,
it's a bit before.
Edgar Allan Poe was his service was pretty cool too. He was stationed at Fortress Monroe. I think he was a sergeant in the artillery, and then he got I don't know if it was a commission or he got accepted to West Point, and then he kind of was like, yeah, I'm kind of don't want to do this no more.
That's probably what made him write all the dark poetry after 6 months of that shit.
So he was a fucking Mustanger and then said fuck West Point?
Yep.
Damn.
He died in Petersburg, right?
Yeah, his museum's down there in Richmond.
He died they found him dead in the street in Petersburg.
Shit. By the way, really quick, Avery, the hats that Jake and I are wearing are fucking phenomenal.
I appreciate it.
And, we fucking Christ. Goober Grabber Headwear on Facebook. Fucking go look him up. This is fucking awesome. And because Jake and I are both like 11 Bravos, right? So we were both like infantry. We were in Iraq. He was there twice. I was there once. Fucking awesome to wear the blue cord. Just like our fucking predecessors did for our unit. Because we were like direct descendants of the 2nd Wisconsin. So it's
cool.
fucking awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah, man. It's fucking awesome. And also, it's just fucking awesome. So, Goober Grabber Headwear.
Headgear, right?
Headgear.
Headwear.
Headwear, okay.
Yeah, I was
correct. You don't want to
Fucker.
type in Goober Grabber in Google Images. It might come up with something different.
Dude, this is fucking awesome. Like, yeah.
Y'all ever y'all know where that name came from?
No.
So every state in the Confederacy had its nickname for soldiers, and some of the words are still used today. But like I'll have to send you all the picture. There's an original document of like this officer, just like every state troop, like he referred to him with nicknames, and Georgians were called goobers because they pick peanuts.
Really?
Swear to God.
That was the name for peanuts, yeah.
So there's a funny account. I think it's in 61. Obviously Georgia, enters the war, one of the top 7. And they got on the wrong train and ended up in Virginia. Like, oh shit! So they're marching with all these Virginians, and they break ranks, and everyone's hooping and hollering, and all the Virginians are like just staring at them, and they start seeing like George and start reaching down, like pulling the ground up, and they're like, "What are they doing?" And they realized they think that's peanuts, but it's not. It was like some kind of weed, whatever, but it looked like peanuts to them. So all the Georgians were like over there, like just kept pulling shit up out of the ground, like, "Well, there's nothing here." Everybody had a good laugh.
So there's a song. It's called "Eating Goober Peas," which is
Oh
peanuts.
yeah.
Well, we'll get to that in a second. I'll put that on a second, Trey. But like, also, I wanted to say that, yeah, the second Wisconsin, pretty fucking cool unit.
Yeah,
it's awesome that you make these fucking hats, and yeah, it's like I'm glad that we've gotten past that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
It's been a while. Yeah.
There's some. I'll have to find the guys. They're doing Wisconsin, but they're doing actual 61 regs, so it's really cool. The actual like full gray, everything with the
yeah.
I think they want to commission me for the hats, like those stupid tall gray ones.
Yeah.
Like I don't know when they're gonna wear them. I think they're gonna wear them like over at Manassas or some crap, like do some living history stuff.
I think I showed in the Civil War Digital Digest the evolution of the Iron Brigade.
Oh yeah, Iron Brigade. It's obviously like the name, the title is just, it's one of those in history that like anybody who likes American history. Iron Brigade is one of those top ones. We actually did a battle walk over here on the 61st Georgia at the Battle of the Wilderness, and they went up against the Iron Brigade. And sadly, by that point, though, the brigade itself was like there was just nothing left on what it originally was. They just because they were in every major conflict, basically,
right?
It was decimated. So, like,
those
sadly,
goddamn
like,
black hats.
Yeah, and that's it's so sad. Like, obviously, I'm on the more of the southern side myself, but like the Iron Brigade, like the name, the title, like it's still like a good, strong name, but like they get no credit in like later war because there's only like so many left. So everybody thinks like they're this bad unit now. Like what
That's
happened to us?
Like happened in World War II with the 32nd. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so the thing I wanted to ask you, Avery, is like, Jake and I have talked about this, and if I had any position of fucking authority in the fucking 32nd Brigade Combat Team, which is it is now.
Yeah.
It's like the descendants of the there you go. 32nd, the second Wisconsin, shit. I think that the 32nd Brigade Combat Team, what is it? Did they
I just call
the
it the 32nd Brigade.
Okay, the 32nd Brigade in Wisconsin and Michigan. You were saying the 126.
The 126
should be authorized to wear these fucking hats. In a dress
uniform. Yep.
Well, I mean, we didn't. I wasn't Cav, but I was in the Cav unit, and we wore Stetsons and Spurs. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing though. Same principle, like tradition.
But you know what I mean? So you agree?
Yeah. No, I think it's cool for units who have that history, especially if you're Reserve National Guard. I think it's a really great tool for recruiting, and there's a lot more homage there compared to some other units. Like I was in 1st Division, so obviously we have our history and we struck ourselves.
Yeah, of course. Yep.
We're always assholes about that. And like I was a 1-4 Cav. We were like the most decorated Cav unit in the Army history. We're still to this day. We got our unit crest from the Battle of Selma when we took the cannon. So like our crest was a cannon with a sword, like a sword saber cavalry and a bayonet. And so like
nice.
So it like has that civil, like there's so many units that have that ties to the Civil War itself. And I do think that like for units who've obviously with the Iron Brigade more times than you can count, prove themselves to like that honor and memory, to respect. I mean, even if it's just like a modern day version of that, same dress, even on the inside, you could literally put like your unit crest instead of the eagle. You know what I mean? Like something cool where it's
there
like,
you go. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
Put your unit crest on the back, put it inside. I think it'd be awesome to see. There's a lot of things traditionally because I know the Army. Obviously, we went back to like the pinks and greens. It's not the same. We know that historically it's not the same, but they're trying. So
they're trying. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
I think it's cool to pay that homage though. Get rid of the berets.
Yep.
That's the thing is like you have fucking Wisconsin guys be able to wear the fucking Hardy hat.
Yeah,
that you can
especially
create.
like National Guard or like, state
Yep.
troop, anything like that. I think that'd just be really cool. Like
Units that have an identifiable historical artifact, uniform artifact that is
Yeah.
unique to that unit should be able to use that artifact as part of their dress uniform.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No, very much so.
Anywhere, not just National Guard, active duty, Marine Corps, Navy, Air Force, whatever.
Yeah.
If they have something that is unique to them in their unit history, they should be able to wear it with their dress uniform.
We, in a way, okay, so y'all are gonna laugh at this because so y'all know how the Army works. It's just a clusterfuck.
It works.
Well, we're still here, I guess, so it kind of works. we're paying taxes to something, right?
Yeah.
So our unit patch, like obviously it's a fucking one, so like a 1-year-old can drive. So it's black, but we have the patch also where it actually is a true red one.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Whenever like certain officers or generals would visit the base, we all would be required to put the red patch on. And then, so you'd be walking around. Luckily, it's Velcro, but like, then you get your ass chewed out. They're like, no, you're blah blah blah. So like, you would hear Velcro just back and forth throughout the days, like back and forth, depending what officer's walking around. But
did you guys have combat patches too?
Yeah. But it's just
Oh my god, yeah. So it's like
Mike, a couple of guys in our unit had big red one patches, and they would wear the red one.
Yeah. Yep. Oh yeah, because I mean, again, it's cool. It's different. It sticks out. And again, the first division has awesome history. Yeah, it's got great history.
Yeah,
obviously more modern, but it's still
that's the point. Yeah.
So yeah, I do think for anybody like Wisconsin base, yeah, I think it'd be cool as shit to see an entire like brigade all dressed out in hard hats. Yeah, that'd be badass. Actually.
Yeah, fucking A, man. If you wear the red or the yellow or the blue, who gives a fuck?
Yeah, we still all the colors are still the same.
Yeah, the correct color cord for your MOS.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the thing. You could use a modern cord because ours was like on our the French Forget, whatever.
The Forget, yeah. You had it was the red and green one, right?
Yeah, that's what we had.
Because you were what battalion were you in?
I was First Division, 4th Brigade, 1-4 Squadron.
1-4. Okay, yeah. So they had the Forget. Yep, absolutely. Yeah. From World War I. Yep.
So we got to do that. All right, to show you how big they are in tradition. Every morning when we're out in the field, we all have to get in battle ready and go fucking defend the Kansas hills because the Indians are going to attack. I swear to God. So I'm like, wait a minute. I swear to God, I can't make this shit up. I got to get PowerPoint training to be politically correct. But yeah, we're going to pretend the fucking natives are attacking us. Okay. But they're like, it's tradition. I'm like, fuck y'all. But all right, I'm doing it. So
Jesus Christ.
I swear to God.
Yeah, they also again, get up when it actually happened, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, so like they have like all these traditions, and I'm like, okay, so yeah, for y'all wanting the black hats to pay homage, yeah, that's fucking right. I think it'd be cool as shit. And like you said, we have all the branch colors.
I would love for like a Native American, like a true-blooded, non-facial hair Native American to join that unit and be like, nah, not doing it. Like what a conundrum. They're like,
no, they would put him on OPFOR.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
no, come on, let's be honest here. They make him a fucking scout. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here. Yeah. Let's be honest here.
Look, I'm already in a cav. We're in scouts anyway, so it's just paying homage, right?
Yeah.
Cav, it's like infantry.
Now, if he's allowed to wear a mohawk, let him wear a mohawk in the ranks.
Dude,
then we're talking.
So, do you remember, Jake? You remember Nowicki?
Probably not by name.
Okay,
but I'd recognize him by sight.
So he was a guy in my squad, and he was a Native American guy. Anytime we needed to get things fucked up very silently, there he goes. There he goes, and he was fucking good. And man, that fucking guy had a lot of trauma and shit. But like, he was a great soldier. He was a great fucking infantryman. 100%.
Awesome.
So, awesome. But yeah, to go really quickly, Jake, and then I'm just gonna change hats really quick. Avery, like this fucking hat is fucking awesome, and I love the blue cord. Like my buddy Jonesy, who was also an infantry guy. He loves the fucking blue cord. Like I sent him a picture. I was like, check this shit out. And he's like, oh, that's fucking awesome.
Right now, because that blue is so different than what everybody else has now. It's that poppy blue. You know what I mean? Like it's that proper blue. I think right now, Hutzel and Company has some still, and he's now supplying after he found the source that I'm using. And then he's supplying SNS right now. So for guys wanting some cool cords, those are some good companies you can reach out to now that have.
Well, and I love fucking wearing the fucking infantry blue, man, because like I'm very proud of being infantry,
it's again, it's that iconic look, man. It is.
It's fucking awesome, man. This fucking hat is amazing. I'm gonna go change my hat really quick, and then you can critique. You can critique the fucking hat. I know, Trey, you're sitting there like, oh, I was an MP. We don't have any cool shit. We have cross pistols. We're fucking whatever. But like, I mean,
green and gold, bitch.
Green and gold. You weren't a blue Falcon, though, Trey, were you? Right?
No, Trey.
I think you did. I think Trey, you've been a cool MP.
No. Here's the thing. I only talked to 3 MPs in the world. Okay.
Yeah.
As I've stated before, I was never a provost marshal like MP. The only time I wore a duty belt, a pistol belt in the Army was at basic or MP school. Once I got out, it was combat rattle. We were convoy security, prisoner detention, checkpoints, CPs,
cool.
etc.
See, that's cool.
We never. Yeah, my National Guard unit was not conventional military police. We were combat MPs is the term. I'm sure the infantry was like, oh, vocal combat. Whatever. That's just what we termed it. That's what we did. The closest thing we got was like riot control. But I mean, hell, infantry does that too. Like any National Guard unit is trained in riot control for the most part.
Yeah,
that's fairly simple. Like it's not hard. It's shields, guards, and batons. That's
well, it depends if the cameras are on or not.
You do not want the Wisconsin National Guard doing riot control on you.
Yep, you don't.
Just a bad idea.
I don't think you want the National Guard in general doing riot control because they have different.
That means it's fucked. Yeah.
No. The Wisconsin National Guard specifically, you do not want doing riot control. Mike can speak from experience.
You will be hurting
if you're still alive.
I bet to say, like, isn't it the last time that we used like National Guard riot control? There was a big war after that, and the South was not a good time.
Yeah, K9s were involved and fire trucks.
It was a 4-year vacation.
But what I was going to say a little while ago was when we were talking about unit hats and whatnot, was that one of the biggest casualties I think of the global war on terror was esprit de corps.
Yeah, big time.
Nobody gives 2 shits about their unit history anymore because of that fucking war.
Yeah, and it's like, it's so this hat, Avery, is like, obviously it's a 1910 campaign hat. I got it made by one of the best hat makers besides yourself in history. Tim Bender.
Oh yeah,
way back in the day. Remember, Tim.
Oh,
right?
dude, Tim's the man. I actually just
fucking A.
I was just talking to him, I think, last week.
Didn't you buy some of his equipment?
No, I never got his equipment. So how that started? Real long story short, started making caps when I got out of the Army. Had a little one, and I was using my GI Bill, and I was like, I need money, so I started making fucking caps. And I waited because Bender's still around. You got Billy. You got some good hat makers.
Yep.
I can't compete with that. So they started to like slowly retire here and there. I'm like, I'm gonna start making hats. And Bender reached out to me one day after a few months, and he gave me some advice on like, hey, try this out. So like I call him back one day and I'm like, hey, I tried what you said. It worked awesome. I appreciate it. And I sent him pictures. And for like 6 months to a year, just back and forth, kind of just little tidbits here and there. And if you've never spoken with him, dude, he is such a gentleman. One of the nicest guys you could ever meet.
I haven't spoken with him personally, but like I spoke with him when I was buying this hat. Yeah.
Yep. He's just a good person, man. And he was such an artist. And then one day he's like, he sent me like all these original CDVs in his personal collection of that he used for research for hats. And it's just like, he's just one of those kind of guys, like you could sit at a bar with and be like, and talk to him, like have a beer with him and literally just talk. And he's just good people, but yeah, it was a shame when he retired the hobby. I don't think we'll ever get another guy like him.
No.
But he's doing good. He's getting healthy again. But
okay, good. Yeah, I was wondering about that actually, like, because I messaged him in like a couple months ago, and like he hadn't responded. And I was like, is he dead or what the fuck's going on?
He had some. Well, not to get in his personal business, he had some health issues. I think he's kind of
fixing that now. I figured that. I figured that. It's fine.
Yeah,
it's fine.
But man, he's such good guys. And he's one of those guys. If you had a hat question, you could still message him today, and he would be.
This fucking hat is a 1910 campaign cap. Look at this fucking stitching.
Oh yeah.
Look at this.
Mike gave me one.
It's fucking insane.
I don't think
Tim it's fucking insane how good it is. And
yeah, I don't think Tim does anything anymore.
No, he doesn't.
No.
Yeah.
And
I think right now the only company offering those would be what, Prairie, maybe?
Prairie, yeah. Yep. And that's what Jake's got. I sent Jake I was like, I got one like that was like weird and like off-sized, like I don't know, a year and a half ago. And then I was like, hey Jake, what's your head size? And he told me, and I was like, I'm gonna send you a fucking package.
Yeah.
And so
my
Jake's
head
got
size
one,
is extra small.
But here's the thing is Prairie
small extra
makes
flounder.
the soft brim. Okay.
Yeah.
I like the fucking hard brim because it's like it looks like my great grandfather did.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. So Jake's got that too. Pull your little nuts down over your buckle.
This one, Jake, this is original. I mean, it might fit you.
Yeah, I got an original. Probably would fit you then for that.
It's tiny.
Well, Avery, you've got my head size.
That's true. Well, for anybody who likes to collect stuff, I will say it's amazing for what those like originals used to cost 5-10 years ago and what they are now. Like everything's just gone up, but like that air has like just skyrocketed. Which I don't know if it's the younger generation getting into more modern stuff. Like when we got into Civil War, it's like it kind of makes sense that the new generation gets into World War I, and now a lot of guys get into World War II. And then right now the hot thing's Rev War, obviously with the 250th. But yeah, those hats are it's another iconic look for America. Like even if I wish soldiers would go back to that hat, the 1910 campaign hat would look so good in an Army uniform, I think. And it's functional.
Dude, I fucking agree too.
It's such a good look,
dude. So the thing is, like, for general, like, uniform shit. Yeah. Oh, he's got the Wisconsin disc. Yeah, I sent him that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fucking awesome. You still need to sew the cunt part together.
Yes, I know. I'm never home.
What do you?
I know.
It sounds like a you problem.
Is that like
it is a me problem?
Quartermaster.
What?
In the cap. In the inside tag, if it was like a Philadelphia Quartermaster, the original hat.
This one?
No. On his side cap.
Mine.
On his side cap.
It doesn't have any tags. No, I had it made.
Oh, on my cunt cap.
Yeah.
No, this original campaign is Military Supply Company, Camp Gordon, Atlanta, Georgia.
Yep. Did y'all ever see the one from the guy who deserted at Chickamauga? What he had his made from? The alligator one.
Oh
no, never heard of that.
Yeah, so look it up. It's really cool. It's alligator skin and that style hat, and he deserted. I think he was at Chickamauga, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm done."
I did send Jake this. So Jake's got the fucking 1917 service coat, and I
got a few of those. I collect a lot of World War I stuff.
Avery, check this out. The U.S. National Guard, like the script disc from Ray.
Oh yeah.
You know Ray. I know you know Ray.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, like, for y'all, if y'all didn't know, I'm like, dude, he makes some cool shit.
Dude, and so what oh my God, this is a cool story. So years ago, I got a fucking original service coat from the mess sergeant of Company B of the 128th Infantry Regiment
Okay.
in the 32nd Division. Okay. I had Ray reproduce them. I only give them to people who were either in Company B, 128th, or can like do a little history quiz, which isn't that hard.
Yeah.
And so Jake's got that on his his left side lapel because he was actually in Bravo Company or B Company. And yeah, so he's got his Wisconsin shit on. And yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Now, how much knowledge do y'all have of the unit during the Great War? Like a lot of good stuff.
Quite a bit.
That's where it goes.
So, what weapon were y'all issued?
1903.
Y'all got the 03? Okay.
And we got the 1903 and a bunch of French, like the CSRG 15. We got the Hotchkiss 1915.
Okay.
And
this is the TISM card he pulled out of the deck.
No, that the Great War to me is like the last time, because there's like I own 15, 20 original coats, and it's still like so much hand detail and the private purchase stuff still. And Americans like going over, we have like English gear, French gear, our uniform influence, like it's just amazing.
It depends on where you were stationed. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like about 10% of the guys got English gear. They were up in Belgium and shit like that, like the 30th Division and shit like that. Oh my God, you're actually, yeah, like Trey said, you just triggered a fucking TISM thing.
It's a fascinating era, man. When it comes to like modern history units, like they were just it's so much shit to look at.
Dude, I've had some really good mentors and like done a lot of research. So
I'm not that big of a War one, but I absolutely love listening to Mike educate about it because I can get into it. Like I'm not against World War One. Like I would definitely do it, but listening to Mike's passion about it is amazing. He really knows the shit.
Dude, World War One, like, God, like if it's like one of those things. It's like you ask history guys, like if you had to go back and like see a war, we're all like we have our moments in history, and like no one really goes like I want to go to World War One. Like no one ever, because it's like the how bad it was, and again the logistics of it. It's fascinating by you because it's a mixture of everything.
Yeah.
It's fucked. It's completely fucked.
Yeah.
For the Americans, like they oh my God, it was okay. I'm just gonna
it's
try
like
and
that's
relax.
the last time.
I'm gonna relax.
Truly,
like,
when you start seeing that,
it's
I love.
If you want to hear about it, I'll tell you about it. I might wear this hat while I'm doing it, but like it's
So
do y'all do World War One living history?
What?
Do y'all do like World War One living history stuff, like museums or anything?
I did for years. Yeah, absolutely.
That's cool.
So the Wisconsin 32nd Division, the Red Arrow Division. This is our original unit insignia, which it doesn't look exactly like this anymore, but
it's got a border on it. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
But our unit basically got its insignia and its unit motto, its unit nickname, from our campaign in World War One. We were in the French sector.
Mm-hmm.
And we were the first Allied unit to penetrate the Hindenburg Line and stay behind it.
Yeah,
that's cool. That's cool.
That's where we got the Red Arrow from.
We also got
the crossbar represents the Hindenburg Line, but also every other German line we ever went up against. And then penetrating.
So we'll see if this focuses.
That's cool.
This is our unit, the one. So Jake and I were in Bravo Company, one of the First Battalion, 128th Infantry Regiment, right? And hopefully this focuses.
The Les Terribles.
Les Terribles, which means the terrible ones, not in a bad way, but like the guys who fuck shit up.
The scary guys.
Yeah, the guys, because like the French were observing us. I think it was in the Battle of the Ain Marne, right? And so it was like in June or July of 1918, and
I'll share the screen. Hold on a sec.
Okay, all right, yeah, I'm getting fucking riled up, man. Fucking pumped up.
Yeah. This is exciting.
Before you go too far, in the chat, my blue healer's name is Bonnie Blue.
Nope, that's not what I'm sharing.
The Hootie Quatten?
Brendan Gill in chat wants to ask what the name of my blue healer. Her name's Bonnie Blue.
Okay, yeah. This is our unit crest. All right.
That's a badger on the top, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a pretty for a fucking nasty girl unit. It's pretty fucking badass.
Yeah. No, it is. That's cool.
Let me go take a piss, and then we'll get into this because, like,
pull my picture back up real quick because that's part of Avery's thing.
Yeah, absolutely. You talk about that. I'm gonna go take a piss.
So this was the captain of the. I'm going to mess it up. It's the 188th. Anyway, he was a Pennsylvania National Guard. He was a German immigrant, and years ago, this is the Provost Guard after the Civil War for Appomattox County, where I live. And this is the Appomattox Courthouse, the original courthouse that burnt down in 1870, I believe, or 1880, something like that. But this Pennsylvania unit was stationed in Appomattox until October. So years ago, I contacted Avery before we were really good friends, and I was like, "Hey, this is the captain for the Provost Marshal Guard in Appomattox. Can you make me a hat like that?" And that is the only picture I had because I was going to portray him at the park. And this is the hat that he produced for me. And I mean, it's held up like nobody's business. I mean, it is amazing. I've worn it to so many events. I mean, it's truly a tank.
You should wear it to work.
Great hat. Don't tempt me. But yeah, it's like I said, just off of that picture, I was like, "Hey, can you make this?" He's like, "Hey, no problem, brother. I'll make it for you." So I mean, he had it sent to me within probably a month. Hand making it, like it's not junk material. Like it's not something you buy on eBay or Amazon. Like I've worn it summer, winter, everywhere. Like I've used it for a fan for the fire. It holds up, man. Great hat. I mean, I've also got a Hardy hat. I don't know if I've got a kepi from you or not. But
I don't think we have done a kepi yet.
No, I think the two that I had, well, I've got a bunch, but I know the two of the top quality I got was from Starbuck because he's so close to me.
Oh, yeah.
So, Avery, I mentioned on the group chat that Augie wants to get a tricorn. Augie was Coast Guard. He retired as a Coast Guard chief. And he's still in the Merchant Marine now. But yeah, he's very much into the revenues and cutter service era of the Coast Guard.
Yeah, this is one he made for me as well because I'm slowly getting into the Reservoir with him, with Avery and the bunch. Really great. It's all hand sewn. I mean, it's
250 is a year right now. It's about to have a big anniversary here soon.
But yeah, Augie's actually out on the boat right now, so that's why he's not here. He does 3 weeks on the boat and 3 weeks at home. He lives in Maine and he works off the Gulf Coast.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's too cold for me. Too cold.
Nah, that's why me and Avery get along is because we hate the cold so much.
It's so cold. You know, it's cool though.
It was actually warm here today. It got up to 45.
Jesus Christ.
I was walking around in a t-shirt.
Like I can admit to it. I know for a fact. If I'd have been like in the 1800s, 1700s, and they captured me and it's wintertime, I would snitch so fast if I was provided like fire and hot water. Like I would tell them like Billy's in that hole, Joe's over here behind the tree. I'm snitching so fast. Oh my God.
But no, I'm going back to the Hardy hat because I love this thing.
That's my Achilles heel, man. It's cold. I can't handle
it. Dude, here's the thing is we can handle it. Jake and I can handle it because we've like lived here.
Yeah, you're climbing.
Doesn't mean we like it.
No, it fucking sucks, bro. It's like I'm sitting out there. I went outside to take a piss just now, and like I've got like 45
He doesn't have running
hour
water in his house.
Fuck you. I do. You fucking pissed in my fucking toilets and you flushed it. I have fucking running water. You're just being a cunt. But like I just went outside and pissed, and it's like it's fucking nasty and windy out there.
I mean,
y'all voluntarily live there though. It's like Stockholm syndrome. You know what I mean? Like it's like
here's the thing. Avery, is We don't have fucking bugs up here in the winter.
No, our bugs die.
No, they hibernate.
Well,
let's be fair.
Some of them hibernate. Some of them die.
Man, it's
See that I love Virginia. It's the historical heart of everything, but it's so bipolar. Like it'll be 80 degrees one day, and like two days later, like, oh, we're getting 6 inches of snow. Like, fuck me.
Yeah,
man.
that was weird coming up here. Florida. I enjoyed living in Florida. We were like on the beach on Christmas Day. It was warm though. It was nice.
Yeah. But in the summertime,
you're
like, let's let the windows down for like an hour because it might kill us as we get in.
Yeah.
We'll roast to death. I don't know how vehicles survive down there. Like, we went down there years ago. We rented a convertible Mustang, and I think when we got in it, like we weren't used to it, so we got into the car, and the in-car temperature was like 140, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
No,
I think
sir.
I think the hottest I saw in my car was like 118, like 118 degrees.
I think one of the Mustangs we rented, it was a convertible. It was a very nice Mustang, convertible black, and it was like 140. Before, like we didn't realize, you start the car, let it cool down, then we'll get in. We was like, let's go out because we're around here.
Rookie mistake.
Yeah, we weren't muscle memory to it, so we just walked out.
Well, Trey's kind of a dipshit too, so let's not discount that. So
Mike, did you note? I don't think you probably didn't see it because you're not as much of a fucking plugged into the world nerd as I am. But I saw last week when it warmed up from being below zero to being way above zero. There was a town in North Dakota that had a 95-degree temperature swing over the course of 24 hours.
Jesus Christ.
Doesn't surprise me at all.
Who did they
Doesn't
piss
surprise
off?
me. No,
it's North Dakota.
Dude, fucking dude. So like, okay, people are like, oh
they went from like -40 to +35.
Dude, it doesn't surprise me at all. The jet stream, people don't understand how that works. It's a very small part of the upper Midwest. It comes down from Canada, the Arctic air, okay, and it moves down and it fucking like goes to like the east side of North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, and down almost to Chicago, almost some years, depending on what. And then it goes back up straight, pretty much. And it's like,
no.
Hey, no. Avery, you ever hear that old thing about like after every major Civil War battle there was a storm?
Oh yeah, I got a theory on that one too. They've actually done some studies on it. So, and this is funny though, because if you look through history, this is not even just here. Like in our country, look at Europe. All through the history, every time there's been like this huge major conflict, it was a huge weather shift or pattern, right? And so they were doing a test on it, trying to say that like basically they think that because there was so much basically hate and like negative energy that like it literally affected the atmosphere itself. Like the Civil War, we had a mini ice age, but prior to the Civil War and then like during the Civil War was some of the worst heat waves that our country's like ever seen. Like and it's just crazy. In World War II that happened, all this stuff. And like, they've done some cool studies. I mean, who knows? But weather has definitely affected our country like tremendously. And like again, we had a mini ice age before the Civil War. It's like when everybody flips out about weather today, it's like if you literally look at old newspapers, like it's the same shit, guys. Like nothing's changed. Yeah, it's but yeah, it just happens to line up though. Like I don't know if it gets like hot and then people get pissed off and want to shoot each other, or if it's like people want to shoot each other and then it gets hot. I don't know. It can go either way.
I'm just digging a knife into Mike's side because the old we did a movie review a while back, and
what movie?
Gettysburg. And I brought up that after almost all major battles in like just not like small skirmishes but big battles, Gettysburg, you had the biggest artillery bombardment in the North America.
Yeah.
And I was like, after the battle there was a massive rainstorm, and
they had to wash the blood off somehow.
Yeah, so there was a theory that between these two massive amount of armies defecating, urinating, drinking up the water, smoke, etc., causing a man-made storm for the most part. And he went on this whole spiel about all the jet streams, and they didn't know nothing about jet streams. And I was like, well, yeah, they didn't have jets yet. He fucking lost it. He lost it.
No, there's
I love you, Mike.
my best friend from back home. He ain't right in the head. He chases storms. Like that's what he does. And he's been begging me to go with him, like, and do like video work. And I'm like, fuck, like I'm white and crazy, but ain't that stupid?
White people.
Like that's my rule of thumb. If you see,
white people are fucking crazy. Woo!
You don't need, if you see white people with video cameras, you better take cover. Shit's going down. All right, that's my rule of thumb. Like anytime you see that happening.
Rule of thumb. Do you know where that came from?
Yeah,
you can't do much damage with that now, can you? Perhaps it should have been the rule of wrist.
And that's why my wife put the dishes away tonight. Right?
Don't bullshit. She whips your ass every night.
I stay in my hole.
She operates by the rule of wrist.
I stay in my hole. I'm her tax break.
I've met her several times. You're gonna learn today, Avery.
Oh boy. Good shit.
My wife made me steak for supper.
Oh man, I could.
His wife's Cuban.
Yeah, so
she
don't worry.
She knows what she's doing.
I got.
He's
Trump
gonna
on
flog himself now because he feels so shitty.
I'm surprised she hasn't like ran downstairs now. Like, you talking shit?
Oh yeah, as long as she's not here.
What we don't know is that she's actually just off a camera.
Yeah. Holding a Goodyear tire.
No, Jesse, no.
Well, she's probably got a 1911 pointed at him.
She gets all pissy.
The 1911 is that it's not been combat tested for more than 2 world wars. So how can we be confident in that?
She's got an oily rag. She's like, when you get off this motherfucker, you're gonna learn today.
I'm just gonna walk around with a live camera for a while.
Yeah, hey, how Avery? Yeah, why don't you tell me this? If you're such a veteran, why do you have long hair now?
That's literally why.
God damn it! I was not expecting that answer. Okay,
that one.
I can't do this shit. I can't do this shit.
He does a spot on Jesse Ventura.
Yeah. Hey Avery, you got the long hair there. When I was a Navy SEAL, we weren't allowed to do that. We were allowed to have that hair. And so, yeah, if you're such a veteran and a patriot, why don't you tell me why your hair is that long then?
You should have been here Wednesday when James and I were just giving Mike so much shit for being fat.
All right, I will tell you this. In the military, I learned very quickly when
not to cut
there was a group of guys that I saw once. I did some work with some guys like Rangers, some SF guys, and I got to work with like all these different countries and high up officers doing some cool shit.
Yeah, it's a 92 series. I don't believe that.
Oh, that was back in my 68 with it. My 68 whiskey days.
Oh, you're 68. Yeah, you're a combat medic working with special forces. I was a Navy SEAL before you were even born.
Dude, honestly, y'all know this. The guys who look like they work at Best Buy, those are the dudes you better be scared of. The guys who look like they're going to sell you a laptop or a TV, that's the guy that can kill you 27 different ways in 4 steps.
When I was in the Guard, we had SEAL Team, I think it was 6, stationed at Fort Pickett. Of all places, a National Guard base in the middle of fucking in Virginia. Fort Pickett, a National Guard base in the middle.
What's it called now, Trey? Use the proper
Barfoot, because I could get on board with that because Pickett.
Fuck that.
No. Pickett was a piece of shit. General.
I like Pickett. He was an asshole. I like him. Yeah, all right, get back to your story. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Get back. I want to hear it.
Pompous.
Something a charge at Gettysburg.
Barfoot setback.
Against Barfoot. I'm sure y'all. I'm sure y'all have seen the video or the newsreel. Barfoot was I think retired colonel out of Petersburg. He lived in an HOA who flew an American flag outside of his house, and the HOA kept fucking finding him because he's flying a flag.
I remember that.
Somehow
story. Yeah.
it got. I don't know. pretty sure he didn't like, hey, CSNBC or whatever, like they're doing this. Somehow it got traction in the news. That fucker never had to pay for a single fine. Every veteran across the country is like, I will pay it.
When was this?
Yeah, it was a few years ago.
2016, something like that. So yeah,
Shit.
There was another situation. The guy painted his house the American flag. Because there was no rules against that. Like he found a loophole, and he's like, "Fuck y'all!" So he painted his whole house as a flag.
Yeah, you couldn't fly a flag. So he's like, "Fuck it, I'll make my whole house the American flag."
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. Rolling around at Fort Pickett because it's the Virginia National Guard base, and I'm Virginia National Guard. We're down there, and these assholes are rolling around like Toyota Tacomas with like turrets on top. I'm like, obviously we know who they are, but yeah, like you see these movies and these reels, like, yeah, I'm here, I'm a Navy SEAL, like I have 380 pounds of muscle, 80% body. No,
you're not.
Like you said, they look like they're fucking working at Best Buy. You're like,
dude,
that dude can fuck me up.
Every fucking SEAL I fucking worked with in Iraq was like 5'5" to 5'8", average
computer
build,
tech nerd.
Average build, and like
they were not also nothing. They're puny, like you said, like 5'4" and like slim.
5'4" to 5'8", and here's the thing: is like they were never cunts to me. They knew I was National Guard in Iraq, right?
Yeah, silent professionals.
They fucking knew it. But, however, pause the dramatic effect. These guys were so respectful and so like great to work with.
Silent professionals, man.
Dude, the fucking SEALs I worked with were fucking amazing people.
Yeah.
You know what I've learned though in life from the military? This taught me. The guys who have nothing to prove are the nicest people in the world because they know for a fact I can kill you before you get to your car by blowing your car up. I can take my dip can and a paper clip and blow you up, right? They know that. They have nothing to prove. And so like they are truly just genuine guys. Like they will see you working and come and say, "Hey, do you need a hand?" and actually mean it and like teach you something and like shake your hand and then walk away. And you're like, that was one of the coolest moments I've ever had.
And
it's not
exactly.
It's like the Hell Week. It's not bronze.
No,
it's up here.
Oh, they're like extremely intelligent guys who are good at everything.
Dude, every fucking SEAL I met, like I said, it was like not a big dude. It doesn't matter. Like it's not a bigger dick contest. We're not doing that. But like they were like averagely built guys because I could have probably never been a Navy SEAL. Like holy shit. Yeah. The fact that Jesse Ventura was a Navy SEAL, holy shit. Like that's impressive.
Yeah.
I respect it because he's 6'4".
Dan Crenshaw was a Navy SEAL.
But he's a cunt now.
Yeah, sometimes it slips through the cracks.
From things that I've heard, he was a cunt when he was in the SEAls.
Well, from my understanding, a lot of the SF guys are sociopaths too.
So, all right, what's y'all's opinion? You know how? Because I've talked to a few guys who did some stuff in their prime in the military, and a couple of them always said the biggest thing, Hollywood always makes Navy SEALs as the biggest and baddest, but it actually goes to the Army. That Navy SEALs transfer to them, and then after that, then you go to the government stuff. But it's like Navy SEALs are not, and I'm not taking anything away because I didn't do shit. I could, you know what I mean? What I'm saying is they're not like the special forces.
Wait a second, Avery. Do you have a combat patch?
Huh? No.
Oh, okay.
No, see, like I said, I admit to
it. You're still correct. You're still correct, though, in what you're saying.
No, like that. I asked them though because, like, again, I didn't do that shit. I was just like I said, I was a medic, and then I reclassed as supply. I really became that guy. So, and I was talking about because I got to work with some guys when I was, like I said, doing medical training, and they were like the coolest dudes, some SF guys, some Ranger guys, and again, the captain was like 5'7", like you're describing, nicest guy ever. But there was a dude I met, and he was one of the guys that went from Marine Corps, went to the Marine Corps sniper, then the Army picked him up, and this dude's like 60 years old, leading us around, and he's doing like pull-ups on sandpaper still. Like he's just that guy, he's that guy.
It's wise. I was just gonna say it's like was. Yep.
Yeah, it's so like I got to talking to him, one of the nicest guys ever. And he was explaining, he's like, Hollywood. He goes, I'm not taking anything away. He goes, I've done training with them, I've worked with them. He goes, but it's not what people think. He goes, there's a whole
No, it's
different
not.
level.
Dude, they're so down to earth and like oh God. Here's the fucking thing. Like people think like SF and like special ops in general are just fucking these elite, oh God, they're superhuman. They're not. They're humans. Right?
Yeah.
They still feel, they still fuck up, they still have things. And if they make it through that, they'll fucking teach you as a fucking regular infantryman what the hell to do.
They want to keep you alive. They actually care. It's kind of cool.
Correct.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yep.
They actually are genuine.
Go ahead.
One of the squad leaders in our company in 2007, 2008, 2009, and was he still in 2010?
Oh yeah, yep, he was.
Yeah,
he was in.
So he was a squad leader, so he was a staff sergeant with us. And correct me if I get any part of this story wrong, but he used to be active duty. He retired from active duty as a major.
Yep, 04. Yep.
Yeah, as a major. It's an 04.
In the Special Forces. Yep.
Ranger, Airborne, Special Forces, Pathfinder, a star on his CIB. Like, this guy was in Panama.
Yeah.
Like, that was his first combat action was Panama. And then he was... And then Bosnia.
Okay, yes, officially, yes.
Yeah, and then Bosnia and a bunch of other places that probably don't actually exist. So he retires from active duty as an 04. And then his son, Victor, decides to enlist in the Wisconsin National Guard in between deployments, in between our unit deployments. Bruce finds out about this, and well, he obviously knew his son was enlisting. So he goes to the National Guard, the Wisconsin National Guard, and says, "Hey, what can you do for me?" And they say, "We don't have any 04 slots anywhere in the brigade that are open for you to step into, but we can put you in as an E6 squad leader." And he said, "I'll take it." He demoted himself so he could deploy with his son.
Hell yeah, dude!
And then he deployed twice with the National Guard.
Yep.
That's cool.
He deployed with the 105th Cav in 2006, and he deployed with the 128th in 2009.
Yep.
And the Army and the Wisconsin State Patrol, because he was a state trooper at this time too, they forced him to retire. They're like, "You're too old, Bruce. You got to retire."
That's a common thing too. Like I know almost all the troopers I know that I worked with, they were National Guard to some degree.
But Bruce, I actually just saw him last week Friday. He is an amazing human being.
He is one of the best fucking leaders and mentors you could possibly ask for.
Yes.
He is a phenomenal person. Anyway, yeah. So
hey guys, I'm gonna have to run and get my little one to bed. I'm gonna help her. I just want to say I appreciate y'all having me on tonight, though.
Yeah, bud.
Yeah, no worries, man.
I hope to be on again sometime.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'll see y'all.
Thank you for the hat.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank y'all.
Love the hat.
See you, Maver.
Anyway, I got to bounce too because I got to get up at 3.
Oof.
Oh,
hey,
shit.
That's sleeping in. The last 2 days I've gotten up at 2.
Not bad.
And I'm driving a spare truck because my truck's in the shop.
Oof.
And I'm pissed off about it because this truck's a piece of shit.
That's not great.
No. It rides like a lumber wagon, and I have arthritis in my spine.
Arthritis. Got the arthritis.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run to the bed. I'm gonna run to the bathroom while you do that real quick. So
the what?
He's gonna go take a piss.
Bathroom. Yeah. That's why when I say it makes more sense because it's like I'm gonna take a fucking piss instead of I'm in the bathroom. You know, like
he was an MP. Give him a break. Like
he's
they're
one of
barely
three.
literate.
He's one of three that I will give a break. Yes.
He was an MP. Give him a break. They're barely literate as it is.
Nah, fucking fuck most MPs. Trey's fine.
Like seriously, I've known some 31 ASVAB waiver infantrymen who were more literate than some of the MPs that I've met.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But hey, we got the lowest fucking ASVAB score, right? You know, you gotta do that, you know, fucking whatever. Okay. Well,
Congratulations.
yeah, congrats.
I mean, you only go into the MPs if you want to fuck over soldiers.
Speaking on that, some of the best guys I've served with had GEDs.
Yeah, actually, me too. Like, dude, when you're just like focusing on the fucking job, right?
Yep. Take the person, not the education.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing is like people like oh, it's a whole other fucking
Too many people conflate education with intelligence.
Yep.
yes.
We've brought this up many times before. Yep, 100%. I agree.
But no, it's like yeah,
all I have is an associate's degree.
Well, you're fucking retarded then. You're not worthy. You're dumb. Whatever. Please
You're
help
not
me with
using-
the fucking insults.
You're not using your schooling for anything but truck driving. Who cares, man?
Dude, like
yeah, hey. I'm in a career where I could have done it at age 21 with a high school diploma, and I'm making $96,000 a year.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, you think you are.
Well, that's gross. Yeah.
What I'm saying is
we're not talking about net.
No, you're talking about gross. But like
yeah, that hurts.
No, I mean, I don't give a flying fuck about education. That does not make one intelligent. And you know, even though I've got another degree, you know, more than you, Jake. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah, I still scored higher on my ASVAB than you did.
This is true. Yes. This is fucking true. But like,
I don't remember what I got on my ASVAB.
My overall was 97, and my GT line was 129.
I don't even remember.
I got a 78 and a 119. Fuck me! Oh no!
And all you were able to do was infantry.
Oh, that
I guess it just shows how dumb I am. I don't remember what I got. All I remember is like I got what I wanted to get, what I wanted.
You were an MP then. It's like that's not good.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like I was saying, MPs are barely literate. He didn't know how to read the numbers on his scorecard.
So if I would go back, yeah, I would probably do something different. But I did it for, like as we were talking about earlier, lineage.
Yeah.
The only member, other than, like I had cousins and stuff, but the only member in my ancestral family that I knew was in the military was my great grandfather. Once I joined the military, my father had like a heart with me. He's like, yeah, I was going to join the Navy, but they found that I had a lack of a better term. They found that I had half a kneecap because of a chainsaw accident, so they wouldn't take me. So I was like, well, you know, I already knew about that, but I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense now. Like you didn't join the military or the Navy. But my great grandfather was an MP during, well, I'm still trying to find out what he did during World War II. But since the records department burnt down, like what, 67?
Yeah, that's a problem with my grandpa too.
I have no idea what he did from 41 to 45. I don't know if he was infantry. I don't know what he did, but from his daughters and son, I know that he was an MP. All I know is he got out in 45, and he is from Virginia, but he got out in Kentucky went like the next town over, re-enlisted, went back to Austria where he had his girlfriend, who soon became his wife and the mother of his 5 kids.
Oh,
and
nice.
re-enlisted as an MP and was a provost marshal for like a few years, and then married her, and then came back with her and the kids. So that's all I know is he was an MP. I don't know any more than that.
Well,
So what he did,
here's the thing. Again, Trey, man, like real talk, you're one of the 3 MPs that I actually fucking talk to, because you're not a fucking douchebag. So, just
I can be.
You're not. You're not a fucking douchebag.
You piss me off. You piss me off. Like working the streets, you piss me off. Like I've got a very long,
okay, but hey, I ain't on your fucking streets, brother.
Yeah, I've got a long wet fuse, but once it's lit, it's over.
Yeah, but like
anyway, I'm gonna bounce, guys.
Yep. All right.
See you, buddy.
Yeah, we're gonna go. But like, no, Trey, like, fucking. I respect the fact that you're an MP, because it is a hard job. Okay.
Yeah.
I do know that. Like, you guys have to deal with shit and whatever, and I had to deal with shit and whatever. Who gives a fuck? The fact that you're not a cunt about it, that's why we talk.
Yeah.
So, it's, the military just sucks in general. Like, it's just fucking, it's just nasty.
I mean, I've sent all the videos and news reports to the group chat and a bunch of the stuff. My service was pretty good. Basically, the only reason I got out was I was National Guard. I wasn't active duty, but the basic reason I got out, like I feel very privileged. I had very good command, very good NC, like above and beyond good NCOs. Like
that's a really good thing. Yep.
Like I'll give like a short anecdote. We had a not FTO, sorry. We had a FTX one year at Virginia Beach, and our platoon, basically the whole company was like, "Hey, you're supposed to go do some training, this, that, and the other. Don't go near the beach." And our platoon was like, "We ain't got nothing really to do. Fuck it, let's go to the beach." So we went to the beach, just kind of hung out, like we were doing some like hip pocket training.
Yeah.
And the company commander, or the platoon commander, and somebody else showed up, and they're like, "What are y'all doing?" And we were like, "I don't really know." Like, kind of caught off guard, and they were like, "All right, meet us back at the barracks." So we marched back to the barracks, and God bless them, every fucking NCO took the heat for it. They were like, they tried to cover us. They were like, "Hey, we're doing like contact to fire or this, that, and the other." And the platoon commander, who later became a company commander, he was a police officer and a good dude too. But orders is orders, and this, that, and the other.
Yep.
He was like, "I've got to do something." He smoked all of our NCOs for like 30 minutes. And we all felt bad, but major respect. I mean, Sergeant Lamb, Sergeant Strickler, Sergeant Nutter, all of them great dudes. I have nothing but respect. And most of them were cops. They were in civilian life, they were police officers or deputies or whatnot. And nothing but respect for all of them. They were great guys. I have no complaints with any of my NCO or officer leadership. They were like, I was telling somebody the other day, I was telling y'all, the whole DFAC bullshit that's going on right now from like the Angry Cops video. Like, a lot of posts aren't getting they're pocketing the funding somehow. It's going somewhere, but it's not going to the troops or for food. We had, I don't know what they were called, Basically, it was an MRE, but for a company. Like
the fucking platoon rations.
Yeah, that's what it was.
So, that's not good. Those are horse shit.
Yeah, so apparently they went bad. They were left in a Connex box.
That's not good.
They're supposed to be okay, but I guess being in a Connex box in the summertime, boiled them. I don't know. I'm not a cook.
No, dude.
I'm not a cook. I don't know.
So the fucking even MREs and shit need to be stored at a certain temperature, right? There's a maximum temperature and a minimum.
Exactly.
And they oh my god, they do go bad. Like, oh my god. No.
So apparently they went bad. And I can't remember her name, but she was such a lovely woman. I love her to death. She was so nice. I mean, she could be a bitch when she wanted to, but like in for a reason, not like, oh, you don't want to do this. No, like if you showed up and was like an asshole or whatever, like that's why I loved her. Like she was on the straight and narrow, such a good person. But she looked the commander, or I think they came in for chow, or she called them in. I was like, hey, I'm not serving these boys this shit. Like it's bad. It's not.
Yeah, it's not good food. Yeah, fuck it. Like it's gonna make them sick.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so the commander and or the first sergeant of our company was like, fuck it, we'll buy pizzas. So they went out to the local joint and bought like 150 boxes worth of pizzas.
Dude, that's a lot better choice than fucking
I'm telling
serving
you, like
people. Oh my god, dude. Like
I will say
this is the part of the army though that like very few people know about.
Yep.
Because
I will say I was privileged. I did not have shitty command. I did not have shitty NCOs. Most of the people that I served with were grade A, great people. Like you had a few slip through. Like we had one dipshit. He was just probably not mentally fit to be there. I'll get to that later. But like I said, I want to say our first sergeant at that time was prior infantry. He was promoted into our unit from an infantry unit.
Sure. Yep.
His name was First Sergeant Shepard. Great dude. I never got to ask him if we were related or not, because that's what my great grandfather, who was married to the female
yeah, but Shepard's a pretty common last name. Let's be honest here.
Well, how it's spelled, it was a little different, but
okay,
anyway,
yeah, Roger, gotcha.
He was a good dude. Like, and that, like I said, that was another reason. My great grandfather was like 6'3". He was a tall bitch too. Like he was, so I was like, it might be some, I don't know. Anyway, great guy. Like I said, I can't remember if it was him and or the commander, the one that was our platoon commander, became the company commander. It was like company, either it was a company card or their private credit card. They went out and bought enough pizzas for the whole company.
Yeah.
Just because our food was shit. They were like not like suck it up, you're in the military. It's like, this isn't fit. I won't eat it. They won't eat it. We will provide them with something else. They were great.
Have I told you this story about I might have. I wish my buddy Jesse would be able to come on here, but like so in 2011 we're at AT, right? We're out, typical infantry, we're out in the field. And we've been out there for fucking 2.5 weeks. Just fucking no showers, no not just we're infantry. We're fucking sucking, right?
Yeah.
I go on KP and I'm like, oh great, I get to take a fucking shower. And so I roll back on the LMTV.
Huge morale booster.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, taking a shower is like.
But I didn't bring any fucking soap or towels or anything, so I was just like, I'm just gonna rinse off,
Yeah, still, like it just
boosts your morale. Dude,
man.
Fucking A. And so I go back and immediately I'm like unloading shit from the LMTV and like fucking doing KP, like washing dishes and shit. And this fucking Pogue, like E4 chick, looks at me and she goes, "Oh, you fucking stink." I'm like, of course I stink. I'm I've been out in the field for a fucking week and a half. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, yeah, of course I stink. And so I'm just doing the thing. I'm washing dishes and all that shit, and get to take a shower, and then the next day, before I'm about to like, because I wake up at like 03, you know, I take a shower, sleep for 2 hours, and like I'm up at 03 again. Because cooks actually do a lot of work. People don't realize that. Like, my God, they don't get a lot of sleep. They work their asses off.
Yeah, because I mean, you've got to be up at like what 6 sometimes. They've got to be up before that to fix the food, so they're up at like 3.
Yeah, exactly. And so, dude, I love cooks. Like, they're fucking amazing. They fed us the best they could. I won't bitch about cooks out of the story. And so when she's like, "You fucking stink," and I'm like, "Yeah, I fucking know." Okay, get up, do the shower thing. I just rinse myself off, whatever. Get up at 03, sleep for 2 hours, and now we're fucking making food.
Yeah.
And so, an NCO that I knew, okay, personally, he was an E7, goes, "Hey, come over here." Like, during the, like, I'm about to go back to the field, right? And he goes, "Come over here." And I said, "Okay." And we go into the freezer, and he goes, "So these steaks, these T-bones, are supposed to be going to Fox Company, our Pogue company, like the truck drivers and shit like that." He goes, "They're going to disappear today. You understand what I'm saying?" And I said, "Roger, Sergeant," because he was with our company on the first deployment in 04 and 05, so he had a connection. And he goes, "Yeah, you're going to make that happen. You're going to transport them." I said, "Roger, Sergeant." So we go out there, and I'm serving breakfast. All these pogues that are just like, they're not even out in the field. They're just like fucking. I'm just serving breakfast. They're in cantonment. Like, they're fucking just fucking. "Oh God, we're in the army," And I'm like, you don't have a fucking clue. Okay, so I'm serving breakfast to them. I ate breakfast. I ate a shitload of food, and then I go back in the freezer, and this NCO said, "All right, so when you load the truck, when you load the LMTV, you're going to take all these boxes and put them on there." And I said, "Roger, Sergeant." And so I load the boxes of steaks onto this fucking truck, right? Just boom, bam, they're heavy. I get back to our place in the field, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, "What the fuck are these?" And I'm like, "Don't worry about it." And they go, "Okay, Roger." And they're like, "How the fuck are we gonna cook these?" Huh. So they ended up acquiring a grill, which is interesting, because infantrymen are very good at being resourceful. Okay.
Yep.
And so it's like, I was like, "Yeah, here's the thing," and so we got like these things, and apparently our Fox company, like the Pogues and everything, were bitching because they're like, "We ordered steaks to have a grill out, and we didn't fucking get them, and what the hell is And so we're sitting there, and our guys acquired a grill out in the middle of the fucking woods. I'm not shitting you. Out in the middle of the fucking woods, they acquired a grill, and they were making fucking T-bones, and they were fucking just burning the shit out of them. Fucking excellent. And so we're all sitting out there as the infantrymen that had been out there for like almost 2 weeks straight, just like chowing down on these fucking steaks. We're just like, "Oh my God, that's fucking amazing." We acquired A1 as well. I mean, who does that? And me, I put it in my pockets. So we acquired A1, and we fucking were just chowing down in the field, just sucking dick. Fucking 2 weeks in the field sucks, man. It really does.
It does.
And so we're sitting there and we're eating steaks with A1 on them, and The Pogue company is apparently threw a goddamn holy fit. They were the ones who were sleeping in the fucking barracks every fucking night.
Yeah.
For that whole AT. We were sleeping out in the fucking woods in a hole.
Yep.
So fuck them, you know?
But by the way, Virginia, I'd say out of my whole MP company, I'd say maybe a third of them were cops or at cops at one time. Like most
from your MP company?
Yeah, a lot of them were
Yeah.
like college kids. Some of them were like IT professionals, or
Yeah.
remember one of our NCOs was like a beer distribution consultant.
Well, right, like the infantry too. Like you'd think that they'd just be like, you know, fucking, you know, stone cold killers all the time. No, our company, the diversity of like the jobs that they had, it's fucking insane, right?
Like I said, only about a third of ours, if I remember correctly. I don't think we had any state police, if I remember correctly. Like I said, from my experience, most state police are infantry for whatever reason. I guess because they go above and beyond hardcore. I think we had like a handful from Harrisonburg PD, which is JMU.
Okay, yep.
But my unit or my platoon was detached out of Stanton, so we had a lot of the guys locally from JMU or Harrisonburg. But then we got consolidated to Manassas. Like my company commander, I think he was a Fairfax or Loudoun County cop, and then he went AGR and was a company commander.
Oh, right on, yeah, okay.
So yeah, so like I said, that was one of the reasons I respected him. Like he wasn't, he was kind of stallion. Like he was enlisted, he was a cop, and then he became a company commander. So and he didn't forget where he came from. It wasn't just it's my way of.
It wasn't a cunt. Yeah.
He was a great dude. The only thing I didn't like about him is he was a fun runner. So he's like, "Oh, let's go on a run." I'm like,
"Oh God,
homeboy's not built. Homeboy's not built for that." Like, our motto, our MP motto was "Death before dismount." We drive Humvees everywhere,
dude. But, fucking the running shit, man. In the infantry, like it's like fucking. You're doing a minimum of 5 miles every other day.
Yeah. So
you're doing a minimum of that, and I'm like, God, what the fuck did I do? This is retarded. Like, why the fuck did I do this? Like, because we're running, and we're running at a fast pace. It's not like a fucking jog. It's like a run.
Yep.
I'm sitting there sucking wind.
That's where I sucked because I'm only like 5'10", so I'm not super tall, but I'm not super short either.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to either they yelled at me several times. They're like, "You need to keep up with pace," and I was like, "Well, if I do a march, I'm too slow, but if I do a jog, I'm too fast." So I'm like, I'm right in the middle. Like, what can I do? Like, I don't know what to do. So
I literally I had a couple squad leaders tell me, like when we were in Iraq, they're like, "I know you're not built for running. I get that because I'm 6'4", like just a fucking Midwestern dude, fucking big. Yeah. My chest size is fucking right now it's 52, but it was like 50, So it's like they're like, "We know you're not made for running, but you have to fucking do this," and I'm like, okay.
I didn't mind the gym. I didn't mind lifting weights. I didn't do like any of that. I'm cool with. But running to me is
running fucking sucks, dude. Yeah. Like running long distance, it just fucking. It's like, you get past like my burnout would be at 1.5 miles, and I'm like, fuck this, and I'm like trying to just push forward with all my fucking weight and everything, like my fucking, physique.
That was my suffrage was running. I hated it.
Oh, running was fucking awful.
Never enjoyed it. Probably never will. it was just torture to me. Like,
Well, that's what I was telling. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't mind going to the gym, lifting weights. I don't mind any of that. But
well, there was there was a time I was telling Jonesy this the other day. Like, when I was in Iraq, I was fucking running. So we had our fob, right? It was actually pretty small, but it was within like a bigger base complex and shit like that. Whatever. So, but like we had about 9 miles we could run around this track, right? You know,
okay.
It wasn't a fucking running track. It was just the track for vehicles.
Yeah.
And so one night I was running around this fucking thing, and I felt like the concussion of like a bunch of indirect fire. And I'm like, the fuck is that? Because I had both earbuds in, you know, listening to music.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that? And all of a sudden I hear, I'm like, oh fuck, shit! Like I have no weapon on me. I have nothing. I'm fucking defenseless, and I'm like, oh shit! And so I end up running back. I ran into a dumpster, and I was like, oh, this isn't the one near our fucking. Oh man, I'm still far away. And so I'm like running around like a fucking idiot, just like trying to get back to the thing. And that's why I have to have like one earbud off constantly, because I can't, like, I don't know, it's just a weird thing. But like, in that, you know, it was just like a weird experience of like, oh shit, we're getting hit right now. Like, and I have nothing to defend myself with. You know, like I have nothing. I'm in my PTs, you know, my fucking gray shirt, fucking black shorts, you know. And I'm like, what the fuck? And yeah, so that kind of shit too is like, well, then how do you deal with this? Well, just keep doing PT.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, that was the solution. Keep doing PT. But
yeah, it's, I mean, none else you can do.
no, and that's how it went. But yeah, all right. I think we've been going for fucking 2.5 hours almost. Damn.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Shit. Yeah, we'll go ahead and end it. What's the keyword?
PT.
PT. Yeah. If
PT.
you're watching this ex post facto and you watch it all the way through, PT. That's the keyword.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching, everybody. Really do appreciate it. And we'll see you on the next one.